Letco for Thursday night's Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. We're going to get started right now. Let's see. First thing, let's get this shared on Facebook. Let me go find my pre-workout. I'm going to need it. I like getting all that energy. Facebook record sale. Let me mute that. Let's find the arsenal. Literally, that's what it's called. Ed, you want one? Ed says he doesn't want one.
I'll get my coffee.
Yeah, he's going to just stick with natural coffee. All right, let's get this shared and all the appropriate. I really didn't do a hot video. I was going to go pick out some new stuff from this collection and tell John to work on it, but I just let him have at it. So, let's see. Let's get this shared in our group. Whole lot of records. Let's share it there and there. Oh, let's share it there. And let's see here. Let's do, okay. Get it on Instagram as well. Let me go ahead and share it there too. Let's see. YouTube, to get the YouTube link. Welcome everybody. We got 4 new crates from the Madison collection. We've got new vinyl as well. I hadn't got to look at any comments, so I'm actually on the other side of the room. So if you're commenting anything, just copy and paste it, and then wait till I say, okay, now you can send questions when I'm back on the appropriate side of the room to see the monitor. And I can get my Facebook chat pulled up. Let me go ahead and pull a bottle of water. Let's do story. And let's see. Actually, let's use a different picture. Let's use that. All right, link. We're going to use a picture of Jim Crow. We've been listening to a lot of Jim Croce around here lately. All righty. Okay, I'm almost to where I can look at comments. Let's see, turn that off. Close out all these apps. Chat. Okay. All right, done. Now, I'm ready to look at y'all's comments, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. Okay. My comments are naked, like me. Wow. Alrighty. Let's see what we've got over here. Boy, what a check condition bin. Goodness gracious, look at these titles. Uh-oh. Sean Fairweather? Okay, maybe I'll see that. A couple of records there we don't get too often. I'll put up, going through the check condition bin right now, just seeing what's all in here. And, oh, wow. There'll be some people want that. Good stuff. All right, that's we'll probably start with that check condition, but as always, let's start with new vinyl. As always, let's start with new vinyl. Boy, I posted this as a flip crate. Do you still have the best of cream from last night? Possibly. I've already put all those in bins in the back. I can It's sold. Ed said he already keyed it in. It has sold. Debbie, it's gone. Don't miss shows. Okay, we have the Crow soundtrack, $38.99. The Crow soundtrack. I posted this as a flip video, and man, I just pulled out a stack of stuff y'all bought from that flip video. It's right over here in front of Ed. So there's only a few titles in here. The Crow soundtrack, $38.99. We have Neck Deep, The Peace and the Panic. Neck Deep is $28.99. That's neon green vinyl. Motley Crue, Too Fast for Love, $33.99. I'm down to 4 copies of that and only 1 copy left of Dr. Feelgood. Dr. Feelgood's $33.99. Down to 3 copies of Rush, All the World's a Stage. Rush, All the World's a Stage. That is $49.99. And I want to show Collective Soul. These are all spoken for, but I just left it in here. I didn't pull it with the other stuff just to let everybody know if you want one, I've got a waiting list and more coming. That's Collective Soul self-titled, $34.99, but that one's already spoken for. And then I've got 2 Overkill records. I've got Overkill Horoscope, and Overkill The Years of Decay. Those are both $33.99. Some of those I need a sticker. I think my mom said, there's some records up front that's not stickered. I was like, yeah, well, we had so many of them, we didn't sticker all of them, but we need to. Those are $33.99. So that's Overkill, Rush, Motley Crue, Neck Deep, and The Crow. That's the only thing that's left in there. We've really wiped those out. Let me move the cart so I can put up actually the true first crate of new arrivals tonight. And we'll go ahead and get some auction started. I pulled some stuff from the check condition, and we'll probably still be auctioning a few things. Check condition when the check condition bin comes up for sale. So let me slip through a few that's in this box in here. Let me take 3 of these, 3 of those, and a couple of these, and we'll just add these to this bin over here. Boy, those are heavy. 4 LPs, aren't they? Let me add a couple things here. Let me add I don't have enough space for that. Let me just put 1 of those in there. Okay, here we go. New arrivals and new vinyl. Let's see what we have. And about a third of the way through this crate, I'll start some new stuff, okay? Or I'll start some new auctions. We have a restock of Whole, Live Through This. Jerry Stone, you was on a waiting list. I've already pulled yours. Somebody in the group just a moment ago said they wanted one. I'm going to put it over here with Collective Soul. And that means I've got 4 copies left of Whole, Live Through This, $31.99. Whole, Live Through This. That is $31.99. Do you ever get any copies of Jaguars? I've never seen that before. Eric Fisher, I think you was on the waiting list. You was on the first waiting list, which has already been read off. How about I take you down for one and make sure that you have one, though, and we'll go ahead and pull one live for Scott Schoening. So let's pull one for Eric Fisher, too, and just write on the sticky note, check. Check to see if he has it. And Scott has it, or Scott Schoening was second. So we've got, here's what's going on today in the world of Collectco. Tanner is with Addison, who is graduating pharmacy school. So Tanner's not here tonight. Nursing school, not pharmacy school. Oh my gosh, she'd probably slap me, wouldn't she? Nursing school. Hope she's not watching. Seth, the pharmacist. So Tanner's not here. He's probably not going to be here again tomorrow night because that's her graduation. So we've got Ed as our key tagger tonight. Ed is tagging. We've got Jake here, who is in the back, I think, doing ABC order. He's about to key in some records. But more importantly, we've got our crew and our main buying team now, it seems like, for this week. They're in South Carolina right now loading up another collection in South Carolina. So they're actually going to load it up and do the deal tonight, and they're heading back. We're talking a whole lot of music. There's a lot of stuff. I don't even want to tell you. There's a lot of stuff coming back from South Carolina. So Seth will be here later. Of course, he's at a baseball game. All right, so we have Whole, Live Through This, $31.99. Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced, $28.99. Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? I always try to keep Jimi Hendrix in stock. I have it right here, $28.99. Ed is the man. Ed's had enough positive reviews this week. He's up for Employee of the Month. People's even posting in the group about how good he is. I was like, I know. He's probably going to get Employee of the Month. There's Whole is sold to Paul Brothers. Paul Brothers on whole. We have one copy of that left, and we have Jimi Hendrix $28.99. Jimi Hendrix is $28.99. They're in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina right now. They are loading up that collection in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. Queensryche is $49.99. Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime, $49.99. Operation Mindcrime. I've got a restock of Rage Against the Machine. We got these back in. If you don't have one, now's your time. By the way, Todd Tipton, I was out of Operation Mindcrime, but I got you one. Todd Tipton, I've got you one. So I've got one left if anybody wants it. Rage Against the Machine is Brandon Lack, Jesse Hood, Jim Engelman, Paul Brothers, Michael Potts, Axel Horn, Joe Maynard, Chandler Harris, Todd Tipton, Austin Cauldron, Heather Perry. That was the waiting list for Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire. Brandon Lack, Jesse Hood, Jim Engelman, Paul Brothers, Michael Potts, Axel Horn, Joe Maynard, Chandler Harris, Todd Tipton, Austin Cauldron, and Heather Perry. All right, so Evil Empire, they just got announced. They're going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's Rage Against the Machine. Jared Benoit wants the Operation Mindcrime. That's so to Jared Benoit. And we got 2 copies of Rage going out to Scott Smith and Jeff Johnson. I have more. I've got, counting this one, I've got 2, 4, 7. I've got 7 more. These will get gone, and these have been tough to get for a while. I think I finally might keep me a copy. Bulls on Parade, as made famous in my childhood from Guitar Hero. $31.99, Evil Empire. Okay, I just announced this one in a group. I've already wrote down everybody's names. This is Matchbox 20, a restock. I didn't know I was going to get them in today. Yourself or Someone Like You. That's on red vinyl. Matchbox 20. This has their hit song 3 a.m. and others. But my favorite off the album is 3 a.m. That's on red vinyl. Matchbox 20. Yourself or Someone Like You. We have 3 of those available. $29.99. Greg Stone wants a Matchbox 20. Greg Stone, Scott, or Seth, Employee of the Month. He's far from that. He's far from that. New Smashing Pumpkins. New Smashing Pumpkins. I've got 2 of them. They're actually 4 LPs. They're actually 4 LPs. This is $89.99. Atom, a rock opera in 3 acts by the Smashing Pumpkins. This is the limited edition independent record store exclusive. Includes 3 unique printed screens, includes 3 unique screen printed inserts. $89.99. That's for the new Smashing Pumpkins. That's a 4 LP new release from the Smashing Pumpkins. Their legacy continues. 2 more Matchbox 20 sold. That's to Kevin Blackfox and Ed Nelson. Kevin Blackfox and Ed Nelson. 2 more Matchbox 20s going out the door. So for those that was curious if I was getting that, I ordered 2. It is an indie exclusive, and that's the new Smashing Pumpkins, $89.99. The Doors, LA Woman, pressed at RTI, $31.99. The Doors, LA Woman, that is $31.99 for LA Woman. The Clash, London Calling, we sold an OG last night. This is a new 2 LP remaster, $39.99. $39.99. And Oasis, What's the Story? Morning Glory, featuring Champagne Supernova and Wonderwall. That is $38.99 for Oasis. What's the Story? Morning Glory. Let's go ahead and get a couple auctions started. I pulled some stuff out of the check condition bin, but man, I can't tell you the last time I had a OG copy of this. We've been selling the heck out of the new copies. This is Aerosmith Pump. Aerosmith Pump. This is an OG with an original inner sleeve. When I seen VG Plus, I was like, man, but it just has a couple scuffs on it. You're going to be very happy with this record. Aerosmith Pump, 1989. That's a $30 start. They just announced their farewell tour. I'm already seeing some people ask for their records. Aerosmith Pump is a $30 start. $30 start on Aerosmith Pump. VG Plus on the cover and the vinyl, but we haven't had that in a while. What did the OG? It sold for $55 or $65, I think. $55 or $65. Also, how about some Def Leppard? This is a 1987 SRC press. 1987 SRC press. Also VG Plus. That is Def Leppard On Through the Night. Def Leppard On Through Night. And of course, that originally came out in 80. This is an 87 SRC press. That's also a $30 start. Haven't had any OG Def Leppard other than Pyromania in quite some time. That's also a $30 start. That's our first two auctions of the night. Queen's Rock, it was supposed to be pulled for you, Todd, but I was out of them, so I had to order you one. Luckily, they came in. Pump, we have 30, 30, 33, 40. And Jim Engelman said 65. That's what the Clash sold for. Okay, haven't had this. If I have, I don't recall it. This is Fact 75. This is New Order. I don't know why they put that on the spine. I don't think that's the name of the album either. But that is New Order $39.99. Or is that the label? I don't think that's the label either. But New Order is $39.99. New Order is $39.99. Oh, here's an Oasis I haven't had in a while. Definitely Maybe. Definitely Maybe is $38.99. So we had What's the Story? There's Definitely Maybe. And Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, Power, Corruption, and Lies. Thank you. Power, Corruption, and Lies. That's what I was looking for. For some reason, the only thing written on the spine is whatever I just read, something 75. Yeah, that's New Order. Kind of, they're throwing you some curveballs. Okay, here's the Pantera Far Beyond Driven with kind of the gruesome cover. This is $36.99. This is the 2LP. So we have the colored vinyl, and then I've got this 2LP black vinyl. The 2LP black vinyl is $36.99. All right, let me make sure I hadn't missed any claims. I'll get everybody update on our auctions. Aerosmith, we have 42, 46, 47. Def Leppard 30, Def Leppard 35, Aerosmith 50, Aerosmith 52, Def Leppard 36. Michael Grind wants New Order. Michael, are you a new customer? I don't think I've said your name too many times. If you're a new customer, thank you and welcome. Make sure you message our page. That's CollectCo, our Facebook page. We need your email address and your mailing address. We're having a show tonight along with Friday and Saturday night. $7 in limited shipping, as much as you can buy. Do you ever get 9-inch Nails Downward Spiral? That is out of print right now. Out of print. David Tate is $39 on Def Leppard. Aerosmith 55. Jim Engelman on Pantera. Michael is a first-time buyer. So, Michael, if you could message our page, we'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you. And when you send us a message, you may not hear from us until you get your invoice on Sunday or Monday. But you can watch the rest of the week. We do this every night starting at 7 o'clock. Sometimes we're early, which is never, but we usually get rolling by 5 after, 10 after, and then we're on here until midnight selling records. Oasis, Be Here Now. Oasis is $38.99 for Be Here Now. REM, Automatic for the People. REM is $36.99. Haven't had that one in several weeks. And Foo Fighters' Greatest Hits, who also just announced they're coming out with a new album. Foo Fighters is $44.99. So Aerosmith Pump, if you're just hopping on, this is OG, and we have a $55 bid with Joe Gabriel, VG Plus overall, and David Tate's at $39 on Led Zeppelin, and that's a VG Plus overall. That's an 87 press, and those are at $55 and $39. Final call. Pulp Fiction soundtrack, I think we just had somebody ask about this. Pulp Fiction is $36.99. Christmas in May. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the original Gene Autry classic. This is on red vinyl, $38.99. $38.99 for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That is Def Leppard, not Led Zeppelin. Did I call that Led Zeppelin? My bad. That is not Led Zeppelin. That's Def Leppard. David Lee Roth, Skyscraper, $44.99. This is a Friday music reissue. Only copy I have, $44.99. Jerry Stone wants New Order waiting list. I think I still got a copy. Jerry, I still got a copy. If you want it now, that's sold to Jerry Stone. Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil, $33.99. I'm going to show this, but somebody's claimed one. We have multiple people claiming them in the group, and I didn't have any more left. So this is technically a waiting list. I've already got that sold. But if you want one, they're $33.99. I think this has a street date for today. This is John Coltrane live at the Apollo Theater, Dusseldorf, Germany, March 18th, 1960. And this is $29.99. These are numbered to 500 on the label. We have number 60 and number 416. John Coltrane is $29.99. That's on clear vinyl. Live. New Ed Sheeran. I actually only ordered 2, and guess what? They only sent me 1. He's going through all the arithmetic symbols. We're at, this one's called Minus. New album on white vinyl. Ed Sheeran. No, it's called Subtract. My bad. Not Minus. Subtract. I've only got 1 of them. I ordered 2, and they only sent me 1, so it must have been an allocated title. If I would have ordered a bunch, I may not even got them. So that's $31.99. Did I get a skyscraper? I will check on that for you. How about I set this one aside just in case, but I'm pretty sure you got one. Kenneth Jank on Coltrane and George Delisle. Kenneth Jank and George Delisle on Coltrane. Yeah, I think I read off the David Lee Roth list last night. That's the problem with having so many shows. I read off the list, and then I'm not for sure if like we have it or not because I read it last night or the night before. We do new vinyl every night. So I'd say if y'all were on a waiting list, then everybody got one. So if Jerry, if you was on a waiting list, and Ed or Richard Allen, then y'all got one. Okay. And Jerry Stone also wants Ed Sheeran. Jerry Stone also wants Ed Sheeran. Let's do a final call on these now. Aerosmith 55, Def Leppard 39. Aerosmith 55, Def Leppard 39. Okay. Blink 182, Enema of the State. Blink 182 is $36.99. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Chronicle. Somebody just told me this was on their waiting list or their wish list. Here it is, Chronicle, $36.99. Sonic Youth, Goo, $33.99. And Bob Seger's Greatest Hits, $36.99. $36.99. Okay, John Wilson first on CCR. John Wilson on CCR. And Dennis Nelson on the Blink 182 Enema of the State. That was our first crate of new vinyl tonight. I'm going to go through it one more time. If you missed anything, there was only a couple things we've sold out of. I will refresh your memory on that. Before, let's go and pull Kevin Blackfox, a Gene Autry. Kevin Blackfox, a Gene Autry. I'll lay that right there. And I'll go ahead and consider these auctions sold, which is Aerosmith Pump. Aerosmith Pump is sold to Joe Gabriel. Joe Gabriel, Aerosmith Pump, $55. Let me go ahead and put that away for him. Joe Gabriel, you get that for $55. And we have Def Leppard On Through the Night, and that is sold to David Tate for $39. David Tate for $39. All right, that's sold to David Tate, $39. Of course, the Gene Autry there was sold to Kevin Blackfox. David Tate also on Seger's Greatest Hits. And then John Wilson is taking both both Oasis, but not Morning Glory. That's why I ordered those. I figured everybody had Morning Glory, but you probably needed this. So if anybody else wants one, let me know and I can order you one. That is Oasis Be Here Now and Oasis Definitely Maybe. Those are both sold. John Wilson, John Wilson. Let's go through that crate one more time. This is tonight's newest new vinyl. Looks like I need to grab a couple more copies of Matchbox. I still got Rage in here. Let me take a couple. Actually, I probably can put them all in this crate. Yeah, let me just take these. I like feeling like I'm emptying the crate, but if we sell all these, then it would look like I've sold 2 crates because I've almost filled this thing up twice. I keep adding to it. So here is probably the biggest restock we got this week. Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire. That was $31.99. Also, Sean Fairweather on the Coltrane waiting list. Sean Fairweather on the Coltrane Live 1960 waiting list. Ed has got you taken care of. I did not get any of the new Sun Ra's. And then Derek Clark, I will take a note to check in on that Gary Moore. I'll check in on that Gary Moore box set for you. I will definitely check on that. Okay, next auction. How about some Bon Jovi self-titled debut? Bon Jovi is a $25 start. This is in VG Plus condition, vinyl and cover. Bon Jovi, $25 start, VG Plus, VG Plus. Bon Jovi is a $25 start. That's his self-titled album. Let me make sure there was nothing else in that first bin, check condition bin I wanted to auction. We got some great stuff here tonight. Let's see here. A great mix. We're trying just to take a crate, price everything in that crate, We used to like kind of do stuff here and there and everywhere. Randy Travis, Always and Forever. Randy Travis, Always and Forever. We auctioned off one last night. Here's another one. This one has some of my favorites on it. This has Forever and Ever, Amen. That's, of course, one of his huge songs. Randy Travis, nice gold jewelry he's wearing there. $25 start on Mr. RT, Randy Travis. Ken Helpland on Rage Against the Machine. That's sold to Ken. Just announced this one. We got a restock of Matchbox 20, Yourself or Someone Like You, red vinyl, $29.99. Hole, Live Through This, last copy, $31.99. One of the greatest debut albums of all time, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experience? Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze, Hey Joe, Manic Depression, Love or Confusion, May This Be Love, I Don't Live for Today, Wind Cries Mary, Fire, Foxy Lady. Wow. Terrell Boatnight on Matchbox 20. We have Greg Rogers on Rage Against the Machine, commonly abbreviated RATM. So Terrell gets a Matchbox. Greg Rogers on Rage Against the Machine. And the new Smashing Pumpkins album. I've got two left. I ordered two. I've got two left. This is Atom, a rock opera in 3 acts by the Smashing Pumpkins. And that is $89.99. That's 4 LPs. 4 LPs. And by the way, I already made a post about the Matchbox 20. So if you already commented on that up until when I went live, Joe San Diego got 2 of them. Eric Fisher, Michael Bryan, Greg Preston, and Mark Stropes. I've already got y'all down. So Greg got a Rage. That is OG Bon Jovi. Yes, that is OG Bon Jovi. Randy's at 27, Bon Jovi 35. Joanne Reed, first on Matchbox 20. And Shelby Hurt, Matchbox and Matchbox. Randy Travis is at 30. Randy Travis is at 33. The Doors, LA Woman. The Doors is pressed at RTI. Classic album alert, $31.99. The Clash, London Calling, $39.99 for The Clash, London Calling. Last 2 copies of Oasis, What's the Story? Morning Glory, $38.99. Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, $36.99. REM, Automatic for the People, that is $36.99. Foo Fighters Greatest Hits, $44.99. Pulp Fiction, $36.99. Gene Autry is $38.99. And Sonic Youth is $33.99. $33.99. You know what I need to do? I hope I may do something that might buzz the feed for just a second. Let me plug in. Tanner usually does this. He's not here tonight, and I forgot to do it. Let me plug in our hardwire connection. So your feed may blip for a second as it connects over, but this will be much better. We got a hard-lined Ethernet cable connection plugging in right now. And let me make sure we're connected to that. Let's see here. Yep. All right. Let's see. David Tate's at 39 on Randy Travis, now 42. Matchbox 20 Ron Phillips was $29.99. $29.99. Matchbox 20. Hopefully everybody's, if you did have any connection problems, hopefully that just made it a little bit better. All right, let's go through our first bin of new vintage records from the Madison collection. Let's go through that right now. Let me flip through this bin one more time and make sure there's nothing else in here I want to auction, although there's a ton of great titles. We're just going to let them roll. Hope everybody's ready. First bin's going to be check condition. I'm flipping through them one more time. I think, there's a Rush title in here, which, you know, like 9 times out of 10 I would pull, but I think we just auctioned one of those off last night, so. Okay, I will do that. Just cut that off. We're closed. No phone calls. Ron Phillips wants a Matchbox 20 and Greg Rogers wants a whole Celebrity Skin. You got it. Yes, Pantera is alternate. Pantera is the original cover, and this is the 2 LP. Martin Pryor, this is a 2 LP black vinyl remaster. Has a kind of a gruesome cover. That is $36.99 for Pantera. So I'll update our auctions in just a second, but first we had Ron Phillips on Matchbox 20 and Greg Rogers on Whole live through this, and I think that was my last copy. Jared Benoit says he'll take the new Smashing Pumpkins. There was one laying here. I guess I'll get the one. Oh, I'll put both of them back in here. Never mind. All right, so sell that to Jared Benoit, new Smashing Pumpkins. I have one left. Let's go over our auctions one more time and make sure everybody knows who the high bidder is before I get started on our first bin of check condition. Terrell just bid 45 on Randy Travis. Randy Travis's catalog, except for one record, not this one, has been repressed by MoFi, which is still in print. But this is Randy Travis Always and Forever. I really wish they would do some kind of greatest hits of his or some kind of reissue. But it's just these, and we never can have enough of them. That's an OG, Always and Forever with Forever and Ever, Amen. High bid on that is $45 to Terrell Boat Night. And then we also got an OG Bon Jovi, an OG, and these are both VG Plus overall. The last bid I seen on Bon Jovi was with Joe Gabriel at $40. It does have the original inner sleeve, VG Plus vinyl, and cover. Those are at $40 with Joe Gabriel, and Randy Travis is at $47. Chris DiLorenzo is going to take that last, he's going to take that last Pantera that I just laid over here. That's sold to Chris DiLorenzo. Okay, and just so everybody, Todd, we've already got a $40 bid on Bon Jovi, so we need 41 or more. Check condition, I'll explain it when I show the first record. We have Jefferson Starship Gold. This is a VG Plus, $9.99. So a VG Plus record is a grade. That is the grade VG Plus. Everything in here is not near mint minus, so we try to keep these separate because the other stuff we can just say everything in here is EX plus near mint minus. Everything in here will tell you the grade. They start at VG minus and they go up to EX. If I say EX, that means it's very close for us saying it's pretty much an EX plus or near mint minus, but there's probably just a couple scuffs on it, and then it goes down from there. A VG plus record will probably have a couple marks on it more than an EX, but nothing that significantly affects it. Okay. We got a $41 bid on Bon Jovi, now a $42, and now $45. Randy Travis is at $50. Donnie Moore wants Jefferson Starship. Donnie Moore wants Jefferson Starship, and Woods Felix is going to take the last Smashing Pumpkins. Last Smashing Pumpkins sold to Woods Felix. I can't believe I didn't sell a Jimi Hendrix. Of course, I hope everybody has one by now, but I need them for the store anyway. That's sold to Woods Felix. Thank you. I've got you down for Smashing Pumpkins. We have the House Martins, the people, or Martians, right? Playing tricks with me. The people who grinned themselves to death. VG Plus 1999. VG Plus 1999 on Electra. That's red and black label. Bruce Hornsby and the Range, A Night on the Town. EX copy, $22.99. First to claim that was Mike Massey. Colin Butler, you're second. So, Randy Travis is at 50. Final call. Bon Jovi's at 45. Joe Gabriel. If you're out, say out. If you want to bid, now's the time so I can put up some new auctions. I got a whole crate behind me of stuff I'll be pulling from. Hotel California. VG Plus, $22.99 for the Eagles. Hotel California. We're talking about a gatefold here with the original inner sleeve. And I was looking for anything extra, like a poster. Don't see it, though. Felt awfully heavy, though. VG Plus $22.99. Mike Post backing on Bon Jovi at 46. ELO's Greatest Hits. Great stuff here. VG Plus $14.99. Evil Woman, Living Thing, Showdown, Rockaria, Sweet Talking Woman, Telephone Line. Todd Tipton, First to the Eagles, Hotel California. One of the best-selling albums of all time. That's sold to Todd Tipton. And then James Rayner on the Electric Light Orchestra's Greatest Hits. That's sold to James Rayner. If anybody else is watching for the first time tonight, very easy to buy records from us. We had a lot of new buyers last night. I think kind of words got out. We've got a new collection in. We've got our team heading back right now from South Carolina. I don't know if they're done loading the trailer, but we bought about 2,000, 1,500 maybe, or was it 2,000? 1,500, 2,000 albums in South Carolina, over 5,000 CDs, and then autographed memorabilia, including autographs by Buddy Guy, Stevie Ray Vaughan, I can't name all the others, but a lot of blues. This guy was in the music business. He met a lot of these people. We're almost certain everything is going to be 100% authentic. This guy was in the music business. This was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They should be on their way back now. Foreigner, Double Vision, VG copy, $9.99. Foreigner, Double Vision, VG copy, $9.99. We have, we can go ahead and sell Randy Travis. Randy Travis is sold to Terrell Boat Night for $50. That's sold to Terrell Boat Night. I'll lay that there and sold. And then Bon Jovi, I'm going to do the final call because Mike Post bid 46. Joe bumped it again for 50. Jackie, you were second on ELO. Edward Star Wars is first to Bruce Hornsby. Edward Star Wars first to Bruce Hornsby. That's sold to Edward, and Jackie Reynolds is first on Foreigner. First on Foreigner. Yeah, they'll be here. They'll be back here tonight when probably I'll still be here. We might even be live. Now, I don't think we're going to be live for 9 hours, are we, Ed?
We could be.
We could be. Ed says he's down for it. So, part 3, yeah, exactly. Okay, here we go. $29.99. Boy, I've listened to a lot of Gordon Lightfoot lately. This is an EX copy, $29.99 of Gord's Gold. One of the best Gordon Lightfoot compilations you can get. Man, this is fantastic. You appreciate, unfortunately, you start appreciating someone even more after they have already left us, but man, what an amazing singer-songwriter. I've always been a fan. I've been listening to Gordon Lightfoot for years. Some people, I think, usually a death revives their music. It certainly has with his, from what I'm seeing, but man, fantastic stuff there. That's a 2 LP compilation. Peter Gabriel, we had the other 3 last night. This one is Peter Gabriel 4, VG Plus $24.99. Shock the Monkeys on here. VG Plus, Shock the Monkey and Gordon Lightfoot back to back. And Foreigner 4 is a VG copy, $9.99. Foreigner 4 is a VG copy, $9.99. We've got Gordon Lightfoot going to Randy Tabron. Gordon Lightfoot going to Randy Tabron. And Edward Star Wars first on Peter Gabriel. Edward Star Wars is first on Peter Gabriel. Chris DeMoss, you're second. Let's go ahead and end this auction too because Mike Post is out. Joe Gabriel gets Bon Jovi for 50. Joe Gabriel gets Bon Jovi for 50. Can we set the auctions aside? Unless things already been keyed in. You might want to just keep those aside. Tanner usually does till after the sale. Okay, that's fine. Okay, just as long as the top, this is what gets keyed in. Of course, he knows that. Yeah. Jake knows what he's doing, right, Jake? Okay. Let's see here. Where did I get to? Ron Duffield on Foreigner 4. Ron Duffield on Foreigner 4. Okay, let's see here. I've got new auctions. I'm pulling stuff out of this near mint bin. I've got a copy of an OG copy of Street Survivors, Leonard Skinner. OG copy of Street Survivors, Leonard Skinner. Let's see what it looks like. We've got a gatefold cover, of course. A little bit of wear here and there, about a VG overall because of the wear, more noticeable for sure on the back. It does have the original merchandise insert, fan club, and liner notes, MCA sleeve. Very clean vinyl. I mean, this is EX Plus all the way. The original Street Survivors flame cover, $35 start. $35 start. Leonard Skinner. That is up for bid. And we've got an unusually clean copy, especially for the cover and vinyl. AC/DC back in black. So this cover, usually a little bit heavier ring wear than what I'm seeing. I mean, it always shows something. I've even had sealed copies that people took shrink wrap off. Has the original black inner sleeve. Very nice vinyl. That is closer to the near mint side than EX Plus. That's also a $35 start. There's 2 more auctions for your entertainment. Okay, so Chris, you were second on Peter Gabriel. Ron got Foreigner Ford. I don't know. I do not have any King Gizzard, but I definitely can get them. They come out with a different record every night, though, or every week. Leonard Skinner 3540. Carole King, Really Rosie. That's an EX copy, $14.99. Includes the original TV soundtrack recordings. That's EX, $14.99. Carole King, Really Rosie. John Cougar. That's a VG Plus, $14.99 for John Cougar, self-titled. VG Plus, $14.99. $14.99. Daryl Hall and John Oates, Pastimes Behind. Hall & Oates is a VG copy, $9.99. It's not one we see as often from them. The Guess Who, Canned Wheat, VG, $9.99. The Guess Who, Canned Wheat, VG, $9.99. John Cougar Mellencamp, if you want this one, please put C, JCM, or Scarecrow. This is in shrink wrap, the vinyl's VG Plus, $14.99. Chris DeMoss is first to John Cougar, the self-titled one here. That's sold to Chris DeMoss. Nick Baggerin, You Were Second. Rush, A Farewell to Kings. That's EX, $34.99. It's an 82 Richmond press. A Farewell to Kings, 82 Richmond. This originally came out in 77. That's an EX copy. $34.99. Farewell to Kings by Rush. Michelle Phillips is first to Scarecrow. That's sold to Michelle Phillips. That is sold to Michelle. Dennis Nelson, You Were Second. James Rayner, You Were Third. Dennis Nelson wants Rush, or no, what is that abbreviation? It's KCMO. John Cougar Mellencamp, maybe, or I was thinking Kings, but I may be way off there. We'll figure out what that was. Update on our auctions. We have the Street Survivors album by Leonard Skinner. High bid on that is with Paul Gill. Paul Gill has that for $40. And we have AC/DC, one bid at $35. AC/DC's at one bid at $35. That's with Randy Tabrin. And KCMO's a radio station. Okay, Rush is still available. The Who, Who Are You? That's EX, $17.99. The Who Are You? EX copy, $17.99. The Hollies' Greatest Hits, incredible. VG Plus, $14.99. The Hollies' Greatest Hits. Jim Anstant is going to take the Rush. Jim Anstant on Rush, A Farewell to Kings. And David Tate is going to get The Who. David Tate is going to get The Who. We do have a new bid on Leonard Skinner at $41. Final call on Back in Black. Man, just $35. Final call. Decently nice cover. Very clean vinyl. Holly's Greatest Hits. Hope everybody has a copy of that. Emmylou Harris, Quarter Moon in a 10-cent Town. Emmylou Harris is a VG Plus, $9.99. And here's a classic album, The Who, Who's Next? This is a VG Plus, $14.99. The Who's Next? That's a VG Plus, $14.99. The Who's Next? The Who Face Dances is EX, $17.99. This one has the poster with it. Very clean vinyl at EX, original inner sleeve, and it has the poster, $17.99. Jim Engelman first on Next, which is Who's Next? That's sold to Jim Engelman. Paul's out on Leonard Skinner, and Fred's at 36 on AC/DC. Christine McVie, the legendary Christine Perfect album. That's a VG Plus, $29.99. Christine McVie is a VG Plus, $29.99. Christine McVie. Bruce Hornsby and the Range, The Way It Is. That is $22.99. EX condition. Bruce Hornsby and the Range, EX, $22.99. And a classic album by Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark. That's a VG Plus, $14.99. Court and Spark, Joni Mitchell. James Rayner is first on Bruce Hornsby. Paul's out on Leonard Skinner after it got bumped. So James Cohorn is the high bidder on this now at $41. And OG Street Survivors with one of the inserts and the original inner sleeve. And we have a new bidder on AC/DC at $36 with Fred Carnell. So we'll figure out who was back up on that. Who was back up on AC/DC? Randy Tabrin. Randy, let me know if you're in or out on that now. Craig Johnson is first to Joni Mitchell. UME Guy, You Were Second. Craig was first to that, and Autumn Betts was third. So that's sold to Craig Johnson. Genesis, A Trick of the Tail. EX copy, $22.99. Genesis, A Trick of the Tail. Original Atco label. Everything in here, while it is check condition, we have cleaned them, we've checked them, we've graded them, and we've put them in new sleeves. We've put them in new 3 mil sleeves. The Best of the James Gang is a VG copy, $9.99. VG, $9.99. Craig Johnson, first on Genesis. That's sold to Craig. Best of the James Gang. And Wayne Chung, Points on the Curve. EX condition on this one, $17.99. EX $17.99. Wayne Chung. Going twice, going 3 times, going 4 times. I'm about to sell both auctions. They've been up for a while. We haven't had a lot of other people say out, but time is ticking. We've got Paul Brothers, first on Christine McVie. Kevin Doxey, first on the James Gang. And Jerry Stone, first on Wayne Chung. Those are all sold. Jerry Stone, I think Jerry's been looking for that. Jerry, I had one the other night too. I was like, I know about 3 people looking for this album. I don't know if you were on or not though. We have The Best of Joe Walsh, VG Plus, $12.99. The Best of Joe Walsh, VG Plus, $12.99. And Wayne Chung Mosaic. This is actually a Philippines pressing. How odd. VG Plus, $14.99. Wayne Chung Mosaic. That's pressed in the Philippines. Colin Butler, first to Joe Walsh, and Jerry Stone on Wayne Chung again. So Colin Butler first to Joe Walsh, Nick Baggeron, your second. So those are sold to Colin and Jerry. All righty. Genesis is already sold. Genesis is already sold. Get my nightly neck adjustment in. Okay, AC/DC is sold to Fred Carnell at $36. Fred Carnell gets AC/DC for $36. And Leonard Skinner is sold to James Cohorn at $41. In stereo, I just now scrolled to the bottom and seen your comment. Yes, it was an OG, and it is sold. Surprised not more people bid on either one of them, but these are sold. That's sold for $36 to Fred Carnell. This is sold to James Cohorn for $41. All right. Billy Thorpe, Children of the Sun. That is EX $17.99. Billy Thorpe, Children of the Sun, EX $17.99. That is available. And so is The Best of Uriah Heep. That's in shrink wrap. The Best of Uriah Heep, VG Plus $14.99. Jason Dobb, very quickly to Billy Thorpe. Jason Dobb, that was fast. And John Porter on Uriah Heep. That was fast. Let me see what I've got in my auction bin. If I don't see more in this one, this will be the next crate we go through. And there's some nice looking stuff in here though. This is something we don't get as often. It's pretty much the only Jimmy Buffett compilation I know of. This is like his greatest hits. And there's nothing really in print. If there is, I don't know about it or we don't get them too often. But this is Jimmy Buffett, Songs You Know by Heart. Jimmy Buffett's greatest hits. Cheeseburger in Paradise, Margaritaville. All the big songs are on there. And that's a very nice vinyl is near mint minus. That's a $20 start, Jimmy Buffett. Like I said, I don't think there really is anything by his in his catalog that is in stock. Let me see what else I got in this next bin. This will make a great bin when we go through it. I'm just making sure I've got out everything that I wanted to for auction. But y'all are going to like this next crate when we go through it. There's an OG copy. Let me do these because I know there was a lot of people after these 80s a couple of these 80s releases here. And I got another AC/DC. So let me do, first let me try, does this one have red? I think this is the one that has red wine on it. It is. This is a club pressing of Labor of Love by UB40, which has their hit cover of red wine. The vinyl, very nice, near mint minus. The cover, VG Plus, it is a club pressing. And that's a $25 start, UB40 Labor of Love, UB40. I know the other night we had that live UB40 and there was like a dozen claims on it. That's the Labor of Love album. That is up for bid. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. Angela put BT, that was Billy Thorpe, and you were second. Buffett 20, Buffett 20, Buffett 20, 20, 30. Angela Leckington on The Who. Angela, is that for The Who face dances? That was EX $17.99. Let me know if that's what your Who claim was for. I'll lay that over there in pending. Jimmy Buffett 21, 25, 20, 35, 37, 35, 35, 40, 37, 45, 40. UB, lots of comments. I'll just have to let y'all figure that one out. We'll let the comments settle down, then I'll revisit it. She said sold on the who. Too many to call out. I'll let it simmer down, then I'll figure out who's high bidder. Jackson Brown, late for the sky. This is an EX copy, $12.99. Jackson Brown, late for the sky, EX copy, $12.99. And Lawyers in Love. Lawyers in Love is an EX copy, $12.99. Gary Wright, VG Plus, $14.99. Gary Wright, the Dreamweaver, VG Plus, $14.99. I've got UB40 at $28. That one just came in. The Rolling Stones, Black and Blue, EX copy, $32.99. The Rolling Stones, Black and Blue, gatefold, original inner sleeve, $32.99 for the Rolling Stones, Black and Blue. And Styx, The Grand Illusion. This has the poster with it. EX, $22.99. Nice cover. For some reason, this cover is always worn. Does have the poster with it. That is $22.99. Okay, several claims in here. I had Nick Bagaron at 50 on Jimmy Buffett, and someone asked if it was a club. This is not a club pressing. It's got a barcode on the back, which is a good sign. I don't see anything about club. Nothing on the label. Not with a barcode. Yeah, this is not a club pressing. That is OG retail, as I call it. Nick Bagaron was at 50. We have UB at 28. Debbie Blair first to Gary Wright. Debbie Blair first to Gary Wright. Randy Scarborough second. Edward Star Wars third. UB40 29. Jimmy Buffett 55. Gary Wright, Tommy Flowers, you were fourth. Todd Tipton first to Styx. Kevin Doxey, you were second. All right, moving on. Styx, Pieces of 8. EX copy, $17.99. Styx, Pieces of 8. EX, that is $17.99. Chris DeMoss is at 29 on UB40. We have Supertramp, Even in the Quietest of Moments. EX, Supertramp, Even in the Quietest of Moments. That has one of my favorites. Give a little bit on it. That's EX, $17.99. And Aerosmith, Not in the Ruts. This was a VG copy, $12.99. Aerosmith, Not in the Ruts. That's VG, $12.99. Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms, VG Plus, $24.99. Money for Nothing, So Far, or Walk of Life, and Money for Nothing, Walk of Life, two of the singles or hit songs off that album. Okay, Dave Plunkett, when I held up Styx, your comment for ST came in, and I'm assuming that was for Styx, because I also showed a Supertramp about that same time, but I hadn't even shown Supertramp when your comment popped up on my phone over here. So I'm assuming you want Styx. Let me know if that's not correct. If so, Styx is sold to you. Jeff Malwitz was first to AT. Now, I think that was an autocorrect because there's no AT unless that was for Aerosmith. So, Jeff, once again, I may need a clarification. That might be, he commented ST too. So, let me just wait. Dave Plunkett's yes. Okay, so Jeff Malwitz, let me know if your AT was for Aerosmith maybe, which I don't think is right. Maybe you was looking for Supertramp. But I don't think I'd shown that one yet. So we'll figure out which one he wants. Then Todd Tipton is second on Aerosmith possibly. Joe third. Gary Samuels fourth. Dire Straits and OG. Well, we'll find out if it has some Robert Lugwood mastering. That's a key point. And yes, this has RL in the dead wax. That should be OG Press. VG Plus $24.99. So let's figure out what Jeff wants, and then we'll come back. We got Todd, Joe, Gary, several people on standby. So, and then, where are we at? Autumn does want Dire Straits if Edward doesn't. So, Edward, let me know if you want Dire Straits, and if not, it's sold to Autumn. Edward does want it. Okay, now, before I get the Supertramps and Aerosmiths figured out, let's do a final call on Jimmy Buffett. We got Paul Brothers at $55. Songs You Know by Heart, Jimmy Buffett's greatest hits. That's a $55 start. That's going twice, going 3 times to Paul Brothers. Chris DeMoss has UB40 for $29. That's going twice, going 3 times. And Jeff is at 51 on Jimmy Buffett, but we've already got 55. That means, Autumn, you were second on Dire Straits. And let's see. Who was next? Nick Baggeron, you were next. Joe Walsh, but seriously, folks, EX copy, $17.99. Joe Walsh, but seriously, folks, EX copy, $17.99. Jeff's at 56 on Jimmy Buffett. The Velvet Underground, a collection of previously unreleased recordings. VG Plus, $14.99. The Velvet Underground, that's VG Plus, $49.99. A collection of previously unreleased recordings. Now, I don't have the pressing information on this, but I know there's several different multiple pressings of that. That's sold to Brian Hummel. Have we lost connection with Jeff Mallwitz? He put AT and then ST. I'm assuming Jeff wanted Supertramp. And unless we don't hear from him, let's go ahead and tag him with Supertramp because he did put ST. So give Jeff Mallwitz Supertramp and then give Todd Tipton Aerosmith. So Supertramp sold to Jeff Mallwitz. And he did say ST, but that was still after I'd asked just to confirm. And Aerosmith is going to, that means Aerosmith is going to go to Todd Tipton. Tef got that. Todd Tipton got Aerosmith.
Okay.
Let me make sure on that.
Brian Hummel.
He put that back. Todd Tipton got that. Okay, that's for sure. Let's see. Velvet Underground, Brian Hummel claimed it, and then he said pass. Jeff asked if it's live. No, it's not live. It's previously unreleased studio recordings. And then Jeff McMaster, that's yours if you want it. If not, UME is second, or technically third, but he'll have it back. Okay, Jeff got Supertramp. Okay, we have the Fix, Reach the Beach. EX copy, $22.99. Jeff McMaster does get Velvet Underground. The Fix, Reach the Beach. This is Reach the Beach. I got to slow down when I say that one. EX, $22.99. One thing leads to another. And Saved by Zero. That's sold to Craig Johnson. Jeff got Velvet Underground. And UME guy, I know you're a first-time buyer, and I haven't sold anything to you yet, but just please be patient. And someone said, can we do a different crate? No, we're going to be on this one. This is a pretty good crate so far. Almost everything's almost sold. Paul Brothers, you're out on Jimmy Buffett. Jeff McMaster has that for $56. We can go ahead and sell Chris DeMoss UB40 for $29, and I'll grab a new auction. Blue Oyster Cult Spectres. Blue Oyster Cult is a VG Plus, $14.99. Blue Oyster Cult Spectres or Spectres, one of the two. VG Plus, $14.99. The B-52s is EX, $22.99. The B-52s, EX, $22.99. That's their self-titled album. And Grandmaster Flash, they said it couldn't be done. That's a VG Plus, $29.99. Grandmaster Flash. Let me pause there because probably the next two are going to sell as well. John Porter first on BOC. John Porter first on BOC. Randy Scarborough was second. Kenneth Jank on B-52. So John Porter on BOC. Kenneth Jank on B-52s. Allen was second. And Jeff McMaster was first to Grandmaster Flash. Grandmaster Flash is sold to Jeff McMaster. Joe Gabriel second. Dennis Nelson third. Craig Thomas fourth. Randy Tabron fifth. And Jeff Mallwitz, you were third on BOC. Rush Moving Pictures is EX, $39.99. That's an 81 OG PRC Richmond press. EX on the vinyl, $39.99. And Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. VG, $24.99. One of the greatest albums of all time. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. VG copy, $24.99. All right. Randy, who was first to Rush? Randy Tabron. Randy Tabron is first to Rush. No, that says Flash. Michael Grind. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, Michael Grind first to Rush. Michael Grind. David Tate second. Paul Brothers third. Actually, several people. No, I'm reading off Steely Dan comments. Frank Macogano first on Steely Dan. And David Eberly was second. Sorry, my eyes are going crossed. I need to have an iPad like Ed's using instead of, I'm looking at small comments. Never mind, give Steely Dan to David Eberly. Give Steely Dan to David Eberly. He passed. All right, and that means we can go ahead and end this auction. Jimmy Buffett is sold to Jeff McMaster for $56. That's sold to Jeff McMaster for $56. This is all that's left in this crate. Let's go through them one more time. Steely Dan is a great album. We don't get too many copies in. I've got 2 more auctions coming up for bid. They're both going to be $35 starts. That's AC/DC, Highway to Hell. AC/DC, Highway to Hell. We have, let me see what's in the dead wax here. STA 79432. It says TGP. Interesting. It's in an anti-static. Very clean copy. $35 start. $35 start. AC/DC, Highway to Hell. And NXS Kick. NXS Kick, original inner sleeve, near mint copy. This is an original U.S. retail copy. Classic album from the 80s. Gatefold, $35 start on that. $35 and $35 starts. AC/DC, Highway to Hell, and NXS Kick. All right. Those are now up for bid. AC/DC cover is about a VG. Here's the only records left in this crate, and then I'll do another one. We've got 3 more crates just like this. This was just the check condition stuff. Carole King, Really Rosie, EX copy, $14.99. Hall & Oates, Pastimes Behind, VG copy, $9.99. The Guess Who, Canned Wheat, VG, $9.99. The Guess Who, Canned Wheat. The Hollies Greatest Hits, VG Plus, $14.99. Emmylou Harris, Quarter Moon in a 10-Cent Town, VG Plus, $9.99. Jackson Browne, Late for the Sky, EX, $12.99. Jackson Browne, Lawyers in Love, is EX, $12.99. The Rolling Stones, Black and Blue, EX, $32.99. Joe Walsh, But Seriously Folks, featuring Life's Been Hard. It's a cutout. That is, though, EX, $17.99. Are you going to do all 3 crates in one row? Possibly. That's the way I usually do it. Let's see here. NXS 55. Richard Baker first on HG. Richard Baker first on HG. HG. Holly's Greatest, maybe? Holly's Greatest. Let me see what else. Emmylou, not Emmylou Harris, not Guess Who, unless those letters were inverted. Not Hall & Oates, not Carole King or Jackson Browne or Rolling Stones. I'm assuming that's for Holly's. I was about to say, Pay You Back with Interest. Look Through Any Window. Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress. I think that's what Richard Baker wants, though. Let's tag that for Richard Baker. Ken Frazier was first to The Guess Who. Ken Frazier first to The Guess Who. And then we have Michael Herrera on Joe Walsh. Michael Herrera on Joe Walsh. And then Edward Star Wars, I've got you on Jackson Browne. Let me know if you want Lawyers in Love or Late for the Sky. Lawyers in Love or Late for the Sky. Edward Star Wars on JB. David, we've already sold Joe Walsh. And Kenneth Jenks at 36 on AC/DC. Brittany Bragg, you were second to the Hollies. Jeff McMaster on Emmylou Harris. Jeff McMaster on Emmylou Harris. Edward Star Wars on Late for the Sky. Edward Star Wars on Late for the Sky. That leaves Jackson Browne, the Rolling Stones, Hall & Oates, and Colin. I will split the difference for you and even go a little bit more your side and sell that to you for $12. And that would make my night. It would actually make my week, and that would leave 3 records left in our first vintage bin. Todd Tipton's at 40 on AC/DC, and the high bid on NXS is with James Rayner. James Rayner at 55, NXS Kick. All right, he said, okay, make sure that goes in for $12. $12, Colin Butler, yep. All right, that crate's a lot lighter. Let's go ahead and go through another bin of vintage. Let's go ahead and go through another bin of vintage, and then I'll go through some more new vinyl in just a second. All righty. Let's see what we got over here. All these are going to be EX Plus Near Mint Minus. EX Plus Near Mint Minus. Going once, going twice on these auctions. 40 on AC/DC, and 55 on NXS Kick. There's a lot more records in here I probably could have pulled out the auction, but let's go through them. We have Willie Nelson, the Troublemaker, in shrink wrap with hype sticker, Uncloudy Day. That's $14.99. Also has another informational sticker here on the back. $14.99 for Willie Nelson. We have Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart is sealed, unopened. Rod Stewart, $19.99. Rod Stewart is $19.99. Sade, Diamond Life, $49.99 for Sade, Diamond Life. We sold one last night. Not that album, but there's another one, $49.99. We have a new bid on NXS at $56, but no new bids on AC/DC. Final call on that for $40. Paul Gill was first to Willie Nelson. Paul Gill first to Willie Nelson, and Leslie Holt first on the sealed Rod Stewart. Sealed Rod Stewart. Have you already auctioned? When are you going to auction the Kate Bush album? I'm not aware of a Kate Bush album. Okay. Maybe there was one. We don't know. Okay. I think there's one in this collection, but we don't have it ready yet, maybe. You probably seen one from the picture. Is that what it was? Ed was letting me know if it was actually priced and put out for tonight. I don't know. I've got to go through these other two crates. Here's our next two auctions, though. They're laying on top here. But if you saw anything from the hype picture, you know, it's going to take us a week to go through all these records, and we got a new collection. So, yeah, right, exactly. Okay, Anthony Smith is at new bid on AC/DC at 42. James is out on NXS. Sade, we have Bread, Baby I'ma Want You. Bread is $12.99. Bread, $12.99. And George Thorogood, Better Than the Rest, $19.99 for George Thorogood and the Destroyers. ZZ Top, this copy's in shrink wrap, very nice, $34.99. Original inner sleeve, Eliminator, that's a nice copy. Eliminator, ZZ Top, $34.99. The original singles by the Byrds, and this is $24.99, pretty much like a hits compilation. Tambourine Man, Feel a Whole Lot Better, Turn, 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 $24.99, 8 Miles High, and this is actually a UK import, $24.99. Patty Sweet on Bread. Patty Sweet gets some sweet bread, and Debbie Blair first on the Byrds. Debbie Blair first on the Byrds. Who was backup bidder on AC/DC? Need to know if you're out. Todd Tipton, let me know if you're out on AC/DC so I can sell it. And James is out on NXS, so Craig, you're going to get that for $56 in just a few moments unless somebody else bids. The No Nukes concert. No Nukes is $34.99. This is the Doobie Brothers, Jackson Brown, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, James Taylor, Carly Simon, Graham Nash, Poco, Ry Cooter, 2 LP, 3 LP. 3 LPs. It's 3 LPs with the inner sleeves gatefold. That's $34.99. Pure Prairie League, Can't Hold Back, $14.99 for Pure Prairie League, Can't Hold Back, $14.99, and Pure Prairie League, Just Like This. 2 PPLs. They're both $14.99. Willie Nelson, Always on My Mind. That is $14.99. Stacy Metternich first to the No Nukes. That sold to Stacy Metternich. And Amy Grant, The Collection. Amy Grant, The Collection. This is $14.99. Amy Grant, The Collection with hype sticker. Very cool. That's $14.99. Dennis Nelson first to Willie Nelson. Dennis Nelson first to Willie Nelson. And Debbie Blair first to Amy Grant. That last one, the Nukes, was $34, and this one's $14. Let's see here. Let me grab our next two auctions. I'm going to pull them out of this crate so we can go ahead and get those rolling. I'm going to end these two as soon as I step back over here. Boy, there's some great titles in this other crate. Wow. All right, let me put these up for auction. Let's go ahead and end these. I didn't see too many other people say out, but Craig Weatherford gets the NXS Kick for $56. That's sold to Craig Weatherford for $56. And AC/DC is sold to Anthony Smith for $42. That's sold to Anthony Smith for $42. Next auctions, David Lee Roth, Crazy from the Heat. I used to say Diary from the Heart. It's Crazy from the Heat. This has got the hype sticker on it, contains the hit California Girls. Gold stamp promo, very nice looking copy, and this is going to be a $25 start. $25 start. It's got the original inner sleeve with it. What else is in here? Just the original inner sleeve, it looks like. But David Lee Roth, pristine copy. Michael Ling says, finally, he's giving me the nice hand clap there. I used to call it Diary from the Heart, which is exactly what it looks like. But it's Crazy from the Heat. That's a $25 start. That's right, yes. $25 start on that. And here's one I didn't know that was in this collection. REM Document. This is an 87 OG. Very nice copy. Original inner sleeve, REM Document, $55 start. $55 start. REM Document, $55 start. Those are up for auctions. Okay, back to the crate. The very best of the Ventures. Very best of the Ventures, $9.99. Very best of the Ventures. Alabama, my home is in Alabama. Alabama is $9.99. Billy Joel, Songs in the Attic. Billy Joel, $14.99 for Songs in the Attic. Van Halen, Diver Down, $44.99. Van Halen, Diver Down. There's the original inner sleeve. Very nice vinyl. Van Halen is $44.99. John Waite, Ignition. John Waite is $19.99. Ignition. Paul Brothers is at $60 on REM. David Lee Roth is at $30. Leslie Holtz first on Alabama. Travis Garrett was second. Make sure I didn't miss anything else in there. Travis Garrett was second on Alabama. Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love. Bruce Springsteen, $19.99. Steve Henry first on The Ventures. Steve Henry first on The Ventures. Brian Ligon, you were second. Yes, it does have Hawaii 5-0. And Michael Grind, you were third. Let me take a drink of water right quick. I need it. Okay, where are we at? Does Van Halen have a barcode? Yes. I thought they all do. They all should have barcodes. Unless it was a club, right? Which would be, I guess, even... I guess a barcode on that one would be better then. Van Morrison, Into the Music, $34.99. Van Morrison, Into the Music, $34.99. Vanilla Fudge, Rock and Roll. Vanilla Fudge is $19.99. Rock and Roll. Harry Connick Jr. Harry Connick Jr. is $19.99. That's called 20. Harry Connick Jr., $19.99. Grand Funk Phoenix, $19.99. Grand Funk Phoenix, $19.99. And Let's Live for Today, a great album by the Grassroots, $19.99. Let's Live for Today, the Grassroots, $19.99. Brent Rabley's at 62 on REM. So, Paul, you're out on REM at 62. David Lee Roth is at 30 with Gary Samuels. 30 with Gary Samuels, 62 on REM. And he says he's going to retract his bid. He's going to pass. So, Brian Miller has David Lee Roth for 25. Never mind, Brian Miller bid 32, but he may want to adjust since Gary's out now. Brian C. first on Vanilla Fudge. Brian C. first on Vanilla Fudge. And we have the Fabulous Thunderbirds, Hot Number, $19.99. The Fabulous Thunderbirds, Hot Number, $19.99. How about I start this one over? We have David Lee Roth, Crazy from the Heat, with Hype Sticker. Contains the hit California Girls. Gold stamp promo, near mint, beautiful copy. Starting bid on that is $25. $25 starting bid on that. REM Document is at 62 with Brent Rabley. Darren, 1936 to 1973. Bobby Darren, $14.99. Grassroots is still available. We have The Fifth Dimension, Living Together, Growing Together. The Fifth Dimension is $14.99. The Fifth Dimension. And Mystery Mac, Fleetwood Mac, Mystery to Me, $24.99. Fleetwood Mac, Mystery to Me, $24.99 for the Mac. Mystery. Fine Young Cannibals, $24.99. Fine Young Cannibals, $24.99. Let's see here. So, Brian Miller is at 25 on David Lee Roth. Brian, if you want to bid that again, that will help me keep in order. Edwards at 65 on REM. Susie Breedlove first to the Grassroots. Susie's First of the Grassroots. Weather Report is $19.99. Weather Report is $19.99. The Fix Phantoms. The Fix is $24.99. The Fix Phantoms. Paul's out on REM. Katie Lang and the Reclines. Absolute. Torch and Twang. $19.99. $19.99. REO. Self-titled. $19.99. And Foghat Live. Foghat Live. $19.99. Die cut cover. All right, so Brian Miller for, I think, the third time is at 25 on David Lee Roth. Going twice, going 4 times. Kenneth Jank first on Weather Report. Kenneth Jank first on Weather Report. Paul Brothers out on REM. That's sold to Kenneth Jank, Weather Report. Michael Ling's at 32 on David Lee Roth. Leslie Holt first on KD Lang. And Brent Rabley's back in on REM at 67. Brent Rabley's back in on REM at 67. So we do have a new bid at 32 on David Lee Roth. Grand Funk, All the Girls in the World, Beware. Grand Funk, All the Girls in the World, Beware. $19.99. Steve Henry first on Foghat. Brian Miller's at 35 on David Lee Roth. Grand Funk, we're an American band. John put the stickers up front. It's on black vinyl, but it does have the stickers. That is $29.99. Grand Funk, we're an American band. About a VG cover. Has the stickers. Has the stickers. Big selling point. Leo Kottke, Burnt Lips. Leo Kottke is $9.99. Whoa. This is time for me to grab a bottle of water and take about a 15-second break. Oh my goodness. Water break. Wow. It takes my breath away. It really takes my break. I can't even talk. Let me touch my toes. I did legs last night at the gym. I'm awfully sore. Wow. I do a lot of standing, and I have a lot of weight to hold up, so I've got to make sure I'm in tip-top shape to do these shows. Okay. Let me go back up to the top and get this train back on the track. Michael Ling is at 37 on David Lee Roth. Brent Rabley was at 67 on REM. Richard Baker is going to take home the gem. Pablo Cruz, Worlds Away. It is minty fresh. That is sold to Richard Baker. Angela Leckington was second. People are lined up to get this record. We can't get enough of them. Back to normal programming. $34.99 for those about the rock. We salute you. $34.99 AC/DC for those about the rock. We salute you. And the name of the album is just For Those About the Rock. I am tongue twisted after Pablo Cruz. I'm usually tongue twisted anyway. Wow, $10.03. I was going to put this up for auction. I forgot to pull it. We don't get their stuff too often. This is, let me put this up. Can we sell something? I'll go ahead and get it started. Eden Alley, $10.03 is a $15 start. $10.03 is a $15 start. That's Eden Alley. Eden Alley. Let me go ahead and lay that. That's going to be auction number 3. Are we done on REM? Did anybody say out? I need to do final calls. Brent Rabley's at 67. And then Michael Ling's at 37 on David Lee Roth. If y'all are out, if you've bid and I've missed it, let me know. But I don't see any new bids. Brian Ligon or anybody else that was bidding on that. And $10.03 Eden Alley is at $15 of Rydell Martin. Okay, AC/DC is sold to Stephanie Harder. It was only $34.99 and it was a mint copy. It's beautiful. That's sold to Stephanie Harder. Sold to Stephanie Harder. The Judds, Why Not Me? The Judds is $19.99. Why Not Me? Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. Wow, $14.99. Louis Armstrong, $14.99. What a Wonderful World. Queen, News of the World. We got A Wonderful World and we got News of the World. A nice, super nice copy. $34.99 Queen, News of the World. Patty Sweet. Patty Sweet, first to the Judds. Anthony Smith, first on Louis Armstrong. Excuse me. Anthony Smith, first on Louis Armstrong. Tommy Flowers was second. Rod L. Martin was third. Nick Bagaron was fourth. And Rich Bernstein is going to get the classic Queen News of the World. Those are all sold. Those are all sold. As soon as Ed gets these tagged, I'm going to do a 10-second countdown on these. Starting now. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1. These are sold. That's REM document. REM is sold to Brent Rabley for $67. Brent Rabley got REM for $67. That's sold to Brent Rabley for $67. And David Lee Roth is sold to Michael Ling for $37. $67 and $37. All right. Well, yes, one Diary from the Cow. Diary from the Heat. Crazy from the Heat. And Leo Kottke, Burnt Lips, was $9.99. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town, in shrink wrap, $19.99. Aha, Hunting High and Low. This has Take On Me, an OG copy, $34.99 for Aha, Take On Me, or Hunting High and Low. And Big Brother and the Holding Company, $34.99. Cheap Thrills, really clean copy. Michael Ling, $37. Michael Ling, $37. So, up for auction is Tim Buck 3. Tim Buck 3. Nick Bagaron is at $16. Nick Bagaron's at $16. Craig Weatherford, first on Aha. Craig Weatherford, first on Aha. Paul Brothers, second. And Alan Totten is first on Leo Kottke, or he said he will take it. So, Aha sold to Craig Weatherford. Alan Totten is going to take the Leo Kottke. Great stuff right here. Great stuff right there. Let me see what else I got up for auction. Oh my gosh, a John Lee Hooker album? What in the world? Boy, this stuff's overwhelming. Getting new collections sometimes make me dizzy. I mean, I'm like, where do we even start? Plus, the team is leaving. Paul and Tyler, I've been calling them the team. They're a team. They're driving everywhere and buying fantastic collections. I don't want to get y'all too excited, but Ed is my witness. I just got off the phone with another seller in Wisconsin. Again, another seller in Wisconsin. 11,500 albums. 11,500 albums. He's got them all keyed in. I've looked at them. I'm probably flying out Sunday morning to go take a look at them. They're not going to stop. Check this out. I was going to put it in an ad, but this is something we never, ever get. And I'm not in really any hurry to sell it. I don't think I've ever had one. But talk about something tough to get. I'm holding it in my hand. Garth Brooks, No Fences. Garth Brooks, No Fences. This was only released as a club in 1990. The cover, where it's black, it does show some wear. The vinyl is near mint minus. But this is something we never, I don't think I've had one. Maybe Fred's collection had one. You know, he had 20,000 country albums. I'm pretty sure he had something like this. I can't remember though. 1990 Capitol Club from Terre Haute, Indiana. $115 start. Garth Brooks, No Fences. $115 start. That's up for your consideration. Todd, we sold AC/DC, but not to you. I was wondering where you were at. I had to sell it though. Final call on Tim Buck 3. It sold for $42. Tim Buck 3 is $17. Aha was $34.99. And we have Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Hard Promises, $34.99. Tom Petty is $34.99. Hard Promises, fantastic. John Prine, Common Sense, $34.99. Really clean looking copy. John Prine's $34.99. Johnny Cash at San Quentin, an original Columbia 360 sound label, $29.99. Johnny Cash at San Quentin, $29.99. John Prine, San Quentin. Bob Dylan, Free Willin', $34.99. What a fantastic selection of records. Free Will and Bob Dylan, $34.99. Ray Charles, Love and Peace, $19.99. And Pat Benatar, here's one we don't get as often, Wide Awake in Dreamland with Hype Sticker. That's a 1988 promo copy, $19.99. That is a 1988 promo copy for promotional use, not for sale. Okay. Andrew Schoen is first on the JC. That's for Mr. Cash. That's so to Andrew Schoen. Russell S., you were second, but Russell S., you were first to Bob Dylan. Sean Kelly, first to Pat Benatar. Sean Kelly, that one's going to go over the big pond. Sean's watching over in the UK. Very cool. Sean gets that. Pat Benatar. Calvin, you were second. Rydell Martin, you were third. And Leslie Holt is fourth. And we have Little River Band's Greatest Hits. 1999, Little River Band's Greatest Hits. All those classic songs. 1999. Timeless. I think it is. Great stuff. Okay, 10 Buck 3 is sold for $17. $17 for 10 Buck 3. That's sold to Rydell Martin. Rydell Martin. Just final call. If anybody's going to consider bidding on Garth, $115 start on that. That's sold for $17 to Rydell Martin. Let's see. Michael Mofield, first to Little River Band. Michael Mofield, first to Little River Band. James Rayner was second. Craig Johnson was third. All right, let me go back through this crate one more time. I'm just going to read titles. I may read prices on some of them if I'm shocked they hadn't sold. But let me show you a John Lee Hooker. This is called It Serve You Right to Suffer. Kind of bad English there, but I think that's the way it was meant to be read. It Serve You Right to Suffer. Suffer. I can't read it right. It's so tough to read. It Serve You Right to Suffer. John Lee Hooker. This is on Impulse. We've got this down as a 1972 pressing, which isn't reissue, or which isn't an original. It's a repress or a reissue. I don't know the exact release date, but about a VG cover. It's got a couple of dings over here. Of course, it's one of those laminate covers, so they can kind of crack or peel in certain spots. And that's a $75 start. I don't think I've ever had that one. John Lee Hooker, It Serve You Right to Suffer. $75. The vinyl, exceptionally nice for what that is. These are usually trashed. The cover is about VG. That's a $75 start. All right, here's what's left in this crate before I bring up another one. Sade, Diamond Life, that was $49.99. George Thorogood, Better Than the Rest. Ed Nelson's at $75 on John Lee Hooker. ZZ Top Eliminator, top copy and shrink wrap. ZZ Top Eliminator, that's $34.99. Pure Prairie League. Billy Joel, Songs from the Attic. John Wade, Ignition. Bruce Springsteen. Van Halen, Diver Down. That was $44.99. Surprisingly still available. Very nice copy. Van Morrison, Harry Connick Jr., Grand Funk Phoenix, The Fabulous Thunderbirds, Hot Number. Bobby Darin, 1936 to 73. The Fifth Dimension, Fleetwood Mac, Fine Young Cannibals, The Fix, Phantoms, REO, Grand Funk, Bruce Springsteen, Big Brother and the Holden Company, surprisingly still available, Tom Petty, Hard Promises, John Prine, Common Sense, that's kind of a surprise too, and Ray Charles, Love and Peace. Garth Brooks, if anybody wants it, $115 buy it now. I've never had that, and it's never been reissued as a single release. I think you can get it in the box set, but that's never been reissued. Very tough to find. $115 buy it now, and I think Jeff McMaster is going to get it. First, let's do this in order, though. Ed Nelson's at $75 on John Lee Hooker. Going once, going twice on John Lee Hooker. Van Halen is an OG, Todd, $44.99. OG, very nice copy. Kelly Bagwell, first to the John Prine. That's sold to Kelly Bagwell. Jeff McMaster is going to get the Garth Brooks. He put GB. That's $115, Mr. Ed. $115 to Jeff McMaster. Edward Star Wars, you were second on John Prine. Chris, your offer on Garth came in second. And Let's go ahead. Carrie, I see your question, but let me go ahead and pull Van Halen for Todd Tipton. That's sold. And vinyl grade on John Lee Hooker. It was, I don't really want to call one of these near mint minus. We don't have any condition notes on it, so I'm going to lean on that one to the EX Plus side. EX Plus Plus. It's very nice for what it is. Probably it's deep groove too, or probably we just know how these blues records, even when they look rough, they still sound good. These older ones. This is pressed in the early '70s, so probably not like the early ones from the '60s, but very clean for what it is. And then which were the two Grand Funk? We had All the Girls in the World Beware. That was 1999, and We're an American Band. It's black vinyl, but it does have the stickers with it. Tom Petty was $34.99. Tom Petty was $34.99. Michael McDowell, $34.99. I'm going to keep these very handy. If anybody wants anything, let me know. Ray Charles, Tom Petty, Big Brother, Bruce Springsteen, Grand Funk, REO. She wants Grand Funk American Band. That's sold to Carrie, or Carrie, probably Carrie, I said she or he, Carrie Gibb. Who was somebody I called she forever, and it was he. Okay, that's what I thought. After I can't see your profile picture too well. The Fix, Fine Young Cannibals, Fleetwood Mac, Fifth Dimension, Darren, Fabulous Thunderbirds, there's another Grand Funk, Phoenix, Harry Connick Jr., Van Morrison, Bruce Springsteen, John Waite, Billy Joe, Pure Prairie League, ZZ Top still available, and Sade. Of course, and then some people have a picture of Jimmy Page as their profile picture, and I'm like, this may be him under a false account. All right, I have another crate of vintage. Let me run through a crate of new vinyl very quickly, okay? Just some stuff over here. I don't really have any new vinyl to show you. I've got two more crates. I've got two more crates of vintage from this collection, but let me go through some new vinyl just to keep it balanced. By the way, final call on John Lee Hooker, $75 on that. And let me go through the next crate to see if there's any auction stuff I want to pull out. I'm sure there is. Do we have another check condition bin? I think everything left for tonight is going to be near mint minus. Let me see what else we have in here. There's Grace Jones. I know there were some people said please put that up for auction when it comes up. And Journey's first album. And let's see, rest of these great titles, but we'll probably leave them in here for buy it nows, just like the last crate. Oh, we'll have to put that up for auction. Let's do it right now. We don't have anything up. We have Rush Signals 82, which is OG, 82 PRC press. It is a cut corner. Has the original inner sleeve. Very nice vinyl. That's a $35 start. Now, we've sold a Blue Million of the 180 gram or 180 gram reissues. That's an OG, and that's got a clip corner. That will be a $35 start. Final call on John Lee Hooker. I've got to sell that one. Edward REO was $19.99. Do you have the last crate from last night close to hand? It's in the back, but I can get to it. Let's see here. Sade. I will split that with you, Jeff, and sell that to you for $45. $45. Okay, here's some new vinyl very quickly. Queen's Greatest Hits. That's an Abbey Road Half-Speed Master, $39.99. Queen's Greatest Hits, $39.99. Hope everybody has a copy of that. Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Amazing. That's $49.99. David Bowie, Let's Dance. Guest appearance with Stevie Ray Vaughan on guitar, $31.99. We have a couple records sold from the last crate. Let me get to those. We got, I think Sade possibly sold, but for sure REO. Let me pull the REO, and that was sold to Edward Star Wars. Edward Star Wars, that's sold to Edward. Thank you. Let's see. What's the label and number of John Lee Hooker? Bowie and John Lee Hooker 77. A lot of questions. Okay, first, Kelly Bagwell for sure can get the David Bowie. That is sold. Elton, this is a new pressing. This is new and sealed. It's the most recent imprint. It's a UME. So that's what that is. John Lee Hooker's at 77 with Brent Rabley. Brent Rabley's at 77 on John Lee Hooker. What's the label number? This is a 1972 pressing. It's AS9103A. It Serve You Right to Suffer, AS9103A, and that's a 1972. I promise you, we had it stickered for much more, or more, not a whole lot more, but we had it stickered for more. I'll let you know if we get close to our original sticker price, but we're not there yet. Rush was a $35 start. Here's some favorites of mine, of course, probably favorites for everybody. Queen Greatest Hits and Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. David Gilmour, On an Island, $34.99, one of David Gilmour from Pink Floyd's solo albums. Ozzy, Black Rain, 2LP, good luck finding an original of that, $39.99, that's new and sealed. Another Elton John classic, Madman Across the Water, $36.99. Queen Hot Space, we had a VG Plus US original last night. There was about 7 people tried to grab it. This is a new Abbey Road half-speed remaster import, $44.99. Tracy McFadden first on David Gilmour. I've got one more left. Thank you, Tracy. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, 2LP, $44.99. Rancid, self-titled, $29.99. Ed Nelson's back in on John Lee Hooker for $80. There's another Queen's Greatest Hits. I've got 2 of those. Michael McDowell on Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic. That's sold to Michael McDowell. And if you're looking for an all-around Beastie Boys Greatest Hits, this is Beastie Boys Music, $49.99. Has pretty much all their hits on it. That's $49.99. Also a 2LP. If you're looking for a Bruce Springsteen hits, here's that, $44.99. First tracks, Born to Run, Thunder Road, The River, Dancing in the Dark, Born in USA, My Hometown, Glory Days, Human Touch. That is $44.99. Andrew Schoen, first on Beastie Boys Music. Bruce Springsteen's $44.99. We have Red Hot Chili Peppers, another one of their studio albums, Californication, $44.99. $44.99. Andrew Schoen, Jeff Johnson, let me know if you want on a waiting list for Beastie Boys Music because I can still get those. Ed Nelson is at $80 on John Lee Hooker. Thank you, Brent, for letting me know you're out. Final call on that. I think it was just down to those 2. Brent's out. Are we really not going to get an opening bid on Rush Signals? I think I've saturated the market with all the new remastered copies. They sound so incredible. Everybody's like, well, the only reason I'd probably buy this would be for the collectability. It is an OG press. It starts out with one of their best songs, Subdivisions. $35 start on that. Madman, technically, yes and no. They did not do a new mix for the 50th anniversary, but what they did is they kind of repressed a bunch. So it's not technically a new mix. From what I understand, they did not remix any of those, but that is $36.99. All right, we've got Audio Slave, Chris Cornell, of course, and Tom Morello, $59.99. Audio Slave, Out of Exile, that is $59.99. The Cure, I need to hold this for somebody. Sean Fairweather, I think, said maybe you were missing one of these. You never did get invoiced for it. This is Disintegration live in Leipzig. Those are $29.99. Unless his is somewhere and we can find it, I need to set that aside if that's the one you were looking for, Sean. The Steel Drivers Reckless. The Steel Drivers is $29.99. And John Lee Hooker, self-titled. John Lee Hooker is $28.99. Speaking of John Lee Hooker, let's sell this album to Ed Nelson for $80. We had that stickered for $100. We had that stickered, I'll go ahead and let you know, for $99.99. I figured $75 would definitely get it sold. That's why I put it up for auction. Stephanie Harder's at $35 on Rush. That's an OG copy. Going twice, going 3 times. Stephanie Harder's at $35 on Rush. George Buchanan, let's take down his name. Sean's may be behind the counter or something, and I don't know where it's at, or I'm not for sure. That's Tanner and Doug's department. But George, if we can find his, I'll give you that one. So we'll just set that aside. Jesse Earlywine wants the Steel Drivers. That's sold to Jesse Earlywine. Dylan Weishaupt is in on Rush at $36. And Gus C. wants Red Hot Chili Peppers. And Gus, I'm assuming that was for Californication. Talk about a tough John Lee Hooker album to get. I don't know if y'all can even find an original of this for sale, like a first press. That's a reissue, $28.99. Looks like we've sold one here in the store. Blues Traveler is $49.99. Travelers and Thieves, that's $49.99. Ignore the hype sticker. It says 2LP set on medieval marbled vinyl, but I think it's black. I've had some people open them and say there is. And by the way, There was an Overkill title. Their new album, Scorched, it's supposed to be on splatter vinyl, and they sent me gold vinyl, and I think we've already shipped all those. So we're going to have to figure out what to do there. We really can't return them back, but we'll work out some kind of discount with everybody maybe, unless you're okay with it. I don't know what happened there, but they did the same thing with that Funkadelic. They get these barcodes mixed up when they post them for us. It's where they put out 7 different pressings of these albums. Hard to keep up with. Let's see. Stephanie Harder's at 40 on Rush. We've got Stained. It's been a while. Stained is $38.99. That's live. Greg says, can you make sure you only got 1 copy? I commented live. The list, Greg, I didn't already have you down for 1. So you had commented after I took the list down. So you've got 1, and I won't tag you again. So let's see here. Neck Deep, Rain in July, orange vinyl, 10th anniversary, $28.99. There's a Theater of Pain for $33.99. Steve Miller Band's Greatest Hits, $36.99. There's more Theater of Pains by Motley Crue. We had an OG copy of that last night. There's a new one for $2 more. XTC Drums and Wires. That's a 200 gram, $33.99. So final call on Rush. Somebody asked if Ozzy was Tour Edition. No, it's not. Sorry, I was trying to get back to that one. Ozzy's a 2 LP, 150 gram. Includes #1 rock single, I Don't Want to Stop and Not Going Away. That's 2 LP, 150 gram, $39.99. That's the last copy I have left. More info on John Lee Hooker. John Lee Hooker is the complete album with 2 bonus tracks. That's from Wax Time. It says limited edition. I don't think it's colored vinyl, though. I don't think it's colored vinyl. And that is $28.99. Dylan's out on Rush. Greg says thanks. And I think the score splatter. Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think they posted a picture and thought that was an indie exclusive. And it was something through that website. And then the indies ended up being gold vinyl. So what y'all got, if you ordered that from us, is an indie exclusive. But it's not what I posted a picture of. They messed up that barcode. So I hope not a lot of people want to return it. That's going to be very costly for everybody, including us. So hopefully we can reach out some kind of a arrangement if y'all aren't completely satisfied with that. So we'll try to work that out. I guess I could take them back, but by the time we return shipping cost, oh my gosh. Margins on new vinyl's tight, so we like to make sure everything gets there safe. Everything gets there safe and nice, because if we ever have to return a new LP, if it's defective or damaged, we can get a return for it. But if it's just like this is the wrong version, then it's just a mess. But of course, y'all know we have 100% satisfaction, so don't ever feel scared or afraid to ask for a return. We have 100%. I want to keep everybody happy. But just so you know, if it's best to work out some kind of agreement on new vinyl rather than shipping it back, because it's very difficult on us cost-wise to get our money, even break even on that stuff after we return it. Troy, you can get a Stain. That is $38.99. Vintage vinyl, we will always work out a deal with you if you're unhappy, something arrives damaged, etc. But just keep us in mind on that. New vinyl, not real profitable for us to begin with, but we do it anyway. And we got 2 new auctions for you here. This is Journey. This does not have Steve Perry. This is sold to Stephanie Harder, by the way. Rush is sold to Stephanie for $40. Journey, this does not have Steve Perry, but if you want a great rock album, this is it. It's got the original inner sleeve. It's about a VG Plus on the cover. The vinyl, we've got an EX Plus Near Mint Minus, and this is a $20 start. Doesn't come through too often. It's not rare by no means, but it doesn't come through too often. That's a $20 start. And here's Grace Jones Nightclubbing. Grace Jones has got the original inner sleeve, and this is a $35 start. It is near mint. Vinyl, inner sleeve, and in shrink wrap. $35 start on that. Todd Tipton, I will keep you in mind on Overkill. I may still can get them. So, but for anybody new watching, we do offer, if anybody's watching is like, I don't know if I want to buy from these people or not. Well, I can promise you we have a network and database now of thousands of customers since we've been doing this. Hundreds buy from us every week. We ship out records every day. There's a whole cart, I think, in the back. I think a lot went out this morning. We got 2 people basically shipping full-time for us now. We've got 2 full-time buyers and pretty much 2 full-time record processors, not counting me. And then the rest of our staff here too. So we're hopefully trying to be the #1 record seller in America. That's my goal. I'm trying to get there. I think I am on Facebook. I'm trying to build up YouTube, but we're hopefully going to be the #1 record seller in the country. Journey's at $20. Yellow Brick Road is still available. Grace Jones is at $36. We have Kim Carnes barking at airplanes. Kim Carnes is $9.99 barking at airplanes. That is a gold stamp promo. That is $9.99 with hype sticker. Kim Carnes. Sheena Easton, A Private Heaven. Sheena Easton is $9.99, A Private Heaven. And Joni Mitchell, Hijara. Joni Mitchell is $19.99. I think that's how you say that. Joni Mitchell, Chalk Mark and a Rainstorm. That's one we don't get in as often. Joni Mitchell's $24.99. What year is that one from? 88. That's why. $24.99. So Grace Jones is at $36. More prog rock, that is. It's like prog rock, a little bit of hard rock with the guitar solos. Post Office likes us, yes. Post Office likes us. Grace Jones is at $40. Stephanie Harder said sold, and that was on the Yellow Brick Road from the last crate. Let's pull that for Stephanie Harder. I've also still got the Queens and the Audio Slaves and the one David Gilmour left. That's sold to Stephanie Harder. Grace Jones, $36. We already had a $40 bid. Sean Kelly, first to Sheena Easton. Yes, I've got Funkadelic photos too. I got George Clinton to post as well. I posted the Bon Scott Funko. I got George Clinton to come up as well. Sheena Easton. Yes, my bad. Sean Kelly got Sheena Easton, not Kim Carnes. Sheena Easton. Thank you, Ed. That's why we have fantastic people working here. Russell C. is at 43 on Grace Jones. Let's see. Grace Jones, 45. And let's see here. High bid on Journey is at 20. We've only got one bid. Tracy McFadden, $20. Okay, Kim Carnes, Joni Mitchell. Chip Hall's at 25. Bob Geldof, Deep in the Heart of Nowhere. Bob Geldof is $14.99. Aretha Franklin, Jump to It, $14.99. Aretha Franklin, Jump to It. $29.99. This is U2, With or Without You. Haven't seen these in a while. Singles and Luminous Times and Walk on the Water. They put out a series of singles when the Joshua Tree came out. This is a big one, With or Without You. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen those in a while. That's sold to Susie Breedlove. Let me go ahead and show Tom Waits, though. Tom Waits, The Heart of Saturday Night. We have sold every Tom Waits album we've put out. $49.99, 1976 specialty press. The top seam is split. The vinyl's very nice, though. $49.99. Let me get back up to the top here. Grace Jones, 48. Susie got U2. Ed's ready to tag it. Journey's at 30. Grace Jones is at 55. Jeff McMaster first to Tom Waits. Journey's at 30. With Alice. Chip Hall also bid 30. Eddie Pasir, you were second on Tom Waits. Jesse Early Wine says give him the Aussie. That was from the last crate. Black Rain. Sell that to Jesse Early Wine. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Rain. So Tom Waits does go to Jeff McMaster. Journey's at 35. Yes, Big Generator, $19.99. Hit song, Rhythm of Love. I like this one too. Shoot High, Aim Low, $19.99. Journey's at 35. Tracy's out. Grace Jones is at 60. I've got a whole list of ideas and stuff to announce throughout the year. I was working on it actually today, like stuff I plan on doing, extra stuff, not only in store, but here on the live streams. We're about to start having where we can have coin and knife sales the same time as we have record sales. That's our biggest challenge right now. We've got coin and knife customers lined up ready to shoot me because I don't have coin and knife sales. So we're going to try to get where the Collect Co's got 2 live streams going on at the same time. and I'll probably here be doing records, and we'll have somebody else doing coins and knives, or I'll have to take turns being host of each show. So that's like our biggest challenge right now. We've got Duran Duran Arena, $24.99. You probably see a Japanese pressing of this at least once a week. I never see the U.S. pressings. It has the book with it, just like the Japanese. That is $24.99 for Duran Duran Arena. How about the Cars, Heartbeat City? Very nice looking copy, $34.99. The Cars, Heartbeat City. That's got some great music on it. And the Dream Academy, Life in a Northern Town is their hit song, $24.99 for the Dream Academy. Alice is at $35 on Journey, going once, going twice. Russell is at $60 on Grace Jones, going once, going twice. Or I should say going twice, going 3 times. Ron Stoltz, first on Duran Duran. Ron Stoltz is first on Duran Duran. George Buchanan was second, but George Buchanan was first on Dream Academy. And he plans to get listed online. Yes and no. We have done studies. I've kind of looked into this. It really makes no sense for us to list anything online unless it's something rare or obscure, and we put that stuff on Discogs if we can't sell it here. It really makes no sense for us to post stuff online. We sell 90% of everything we have here, and we really don't have any problem selling it. So that's why we don't have anything on a website, really nothing anymore on eBay. Discogs, we've just got a lot of rare and obscurities. So that's what we have. Okay. Eagles on the Border, $34.99. Eagles on the Border, $34.99. What do we have here? It's the Dream Academy again. $19.99, the Dream Academy. Remembrance Days. I don't think I've ever had that one. $19.99 on Dream Academy. And Pat Metheny Group, Still Life Talking. That is $39.99. Pat Metheny Group, Still Life Talking, $39.99. All right, we do have a new bid on Journey, which is at $40. So Alice, you're out. Autumn Betts is at $40. Grace Jones has got like 10 seconds left at $60, and Alice is out. So I can probably go ahead and sell those at the same time. How about the Best of Dave Edmonds? $19.99 for the Best of Dave Edmonds. Sheena Easton, Best Kept Secret, $9.99. Sheena Easton, Best Kept Secret. We have a new bid on Grace Jones, $65. Sean Kelly. Sean's racking up the Sheenas tonight. That's so to Sean Kelly. Donnie Moore, you were second. U2 War, a 1983 Allied Press, $39.99. War, wow, good stuff there. $39.99. We have U2, back-to-back U2s. Here's my favorite, Unforgettable Fire, $34.99. Back-to-back. Those are both U.S. OGs, both of them. And War, I don't recall seeing this one too much. The Other Side of War, Warms Your Heart. Bobby Womack, guest guitarist, $29.99. Wow. Okay, so Russell's out on Grace Jones. We had a new bid, $65 with Edward. So now that's going once, going twice again. We had final call on Journey. Let's do final calls on both of them because I think everybody's done. If you want to get in, now's the time. You got to bid more than 40 on Journey and more than 65 on Grace Jones. Susie was first to U2. She's going to let us know if she wants War, Unforgettable Fire, or both. And then Jeff McMaster is first on War. Jeff McMaster's first on War. And did you sell London Calling from your first crate? No, we still got the new sealed London Calling. Joe Walsh, Recorded Live, $19.99. First track is Rocky Mountain Way, $19.99. Susie wants the Unforgettable Fire. That's sold to Susie Breedlove. George Buchanan, these are sticker right now. You've got dibs on War, though, if you want it, for $39.99. Another War, not the album by U2. This is the artist again. Life is So Strange, $19.99. Steve, no, not Steve. David beat him to it. Right before Steve was David Tate. Yeah, Jeff McMaster got War here. And I lost my train of thought. David Tate got Joe Walsh. Steve Henry, you're second. Okay. I was about to end these, but we got a new bid on Journey, but I can sell Grace Jones. No more bids. That one's done. Grace Jones is sold to Edward Star Wars for $65. Let me grab a new auction if I have anything ready. Do I have anything else ready? If not, I need to go get our Japanese crate. How about that very first crate we had? There was only two. That very first record, the very first crate we had left in the check condition bin, there was only 3 records left. It was 4, then we sold 1. Here is one that was left over, which was the Rolling Stones Black and Blue. We're going to get those last 3 records in that crate sold, and here's how we're going to do it. We're going to put the Rolling Stones up for a $1 start. I repeat, the Rolling Stones, this was EX on the vinyl. It looks nice. It has just a couple scuffs right in here, keeping it from near mint minus. We're going to put the Rolling Stones Black and Blue album up for a $1 start. Gatefold. The seam needs to be repaired, which you can do that with a glue stick or hot glue gun. That is now up for bid. We're going to get that whole crate sold by tonight. That's going to make me like, hey, we sold a whole crate of vintage. Okay, and then back up to the top, we tagged the Joe Walshes. We had a $41 bid on Journey. Then we had a $44 bid, but Jeff McMaster in between that, Jeff McMaster claimed war. Jeff McMaster claimed war. So 44 on Journey, Stones, 1, 3, 5, 5, 5, 1, 3, 10, and 10 again. I don't think George Buchanan said yes or no on U2, so it's still available if anybody wants it. Another Joe Walsh, The Confessor. I always like that artwork. 1999. Joe Walsh, The Confessor. 1999. Reminds me of something from like, I don't know, Harry Potter maybe. The Confessor. Tina Turner, Break Every Rule. Tina Turner is $24.99. Break Every Rule. Rule. It's a tough word for me to say. Rule. My southern accent gets in the way. Three Dog Night, It Ain't Easy. 1999. Three Dog Night, It Ain't Easy. And George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Maverick. This has the hit song I Drink Alone with Nobody Else. 1999 for George Thorogood, Maverick. Rolling Stones, 10, 10, 12. Where are we at on War? War. Chip Hall, let me know if you're in or out. Autumn Betts has that for 44. Autumn Betts has that for 44. George is going to pass on U2 War. John Porter first on Three Dog Night, TDN. That's sold to John Porter. We have Kelly Bagwell first on Tina Turner. Kelly Bagwell first on Tina Turner, and this war went to Jeff McMaster's, Ed, if you didn't get that. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. Tina Turner gets Kelly, other way around, Chad. Kelly Bagwell gets Tina Turner, and yes, Jeff McMaster got that. That goes to Kelly Bagwell on top. And then George Buchanan gets George Thorogood. George gets George. George gets George. Please say the Rural George. Oh, wow. The Rural... Yeah, that's... Chip Hall's at 45 on Journey. Patricia's at 15 on the Stones. Bob and Jeff's out on that. Donnie Moore, you were second to George Thorogood. I can't say that either. No, that's... maybe if somebody punched me really hard, maybe it would change my thought process. I'd have to get hit in the head to start talking that clearly. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Born to be Bad, 1999. Born to be Bad, 1999. Another George Thorogood. UB40. This is sealed. It's never been opened. $29.99. UB40 is sealed. $29.99. Ike and Tina Turner working together. Twin. Is that usually on there? That's a German pressing. That's why. $24.99. Ike and Tina Turner. This is a German pressing. $24.99. All righty. Journey's at 46. We're still bidding. And George Buchanan gets the UB40, and Kelly Bagwell wants the Tina Turner. Regina's in on the Stones at 18. Chips Hall is out on the Journey. Journey's going to end up around $46 with Autumn Betts going twice, going 3 times. We're still bidding on the Stones. We got George Thorogood, and we have next Uriah Heep Live. Uriah Heep is $29.99. Say Irish. Now you are just playing with me. Wrist Watch. I got to say it slowly. I can get that one out. The Brothers Johnson, Out of Control, $14.99. The Brothers Johnson, Out of Control. Now, for those that don't live around here, I know I may sound like I'm from Tennessee, but trust me, there's some people who definitely sound like they're from Tennessee that I know that I'm thinking, man, he's the countryest person I've ever met. I feel like I'm pretty moderate. Kim Carnes, Mistaken Identity. Betty Davis Eyes, $9.99. The Cars, Panorama. The Cars is $24.99. Panorama. Very clean copy, $24.99. Regina's at 18 on the Stones. Chasing Hearts, that's Tommy Flowers. He was first to Brothers Johnson. Tommy Flowers first to Brothers Johnson. Alan Heavalone, you were second. Anthony Smith first on Kim Carnes. And George Buchanan first on the Cars, Panorama. Those are sold. That's Tommy Flowers, Anthony Smith, and George Buchanan. And Jim Engelman said Sabbath. I don't think there's a Sabbath. Let's see. Let me figure out, I'm about to end an auction, so let me figure out if I got anything in this other crate that we can try. Let me read through the titles. If not, I'll go get our Japanese bin for tonight. There's a pricier Pat Metheny in here, but this next bin is just a really good selection. Here's a new Dream Syndicate. I just never see their stuff. I try to put up stuff that I just never see, we don't get too often, or that I just know people are always looking for, and we never can get enough of them. That's what qualifies for an auction, like Billy Idol, something we can't get enough of. Billy Idol, Whiplash Smile. This is an OG for a $25 start. Has the original inner sleeve. Very, very nice. About a VG Plus cover, mostly because it has a creased corner right here. But that's a $25 start. Let's go ahead and sell Journey. Journey is sold to Autumn Betts for $46. I'm going to lay that one right there for you, Ed. That's sold to Journey for $46. We got the Rolling Stones. Regina was at 18 on the Rolling Stones. That's going twice, going 3 times. And Billy Idol's a $25 start. I don't think I missed anything else in here, did I? I don't think so. Turn, 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 The Birds. This is a nice price, 70s reissue, but it's in fantastic condition. Shrink wrap and near mint minus vinyl, $24.99. The other George Thorogood is still available, Donnie Moore. It is still available. David Bowie, Scary Monsters. David Bowie is $34.99. $34.99. Susie Breedlove first on The Birds. Michael McDowell was second. Final call on Rolling Stones, and if anybody wants to get it on Billy Idol, now is the time. Joe Walsh, You Bought It, You Name It. Joe Walsh is $19.99. Donnie Moore said he'll take the other George Thorogood from the crate. That's sold to Donnie Moore. The Birds' Greatest Hits in shrink wrap, $19.99. Let's see. It's got the second label. I always pull it out with an anticipation to see if it's that first label. That's always sweet if it's in shrink wrap. $19.99 on that Birds. And Michael McDowell was first to that one. He was second on the other one. He's first to that one. The label on Scary Monsters, You Sure Can. It's a black RCA label. Black RCA label, David Bowie. Scary Monsters, $34.99. Led Zeppelin is a 71 RCA Music Club pressing, $54.99. Black Dog, Hey Hey Mama, Rock and Roll. It's been a long time. The Battle of Evermore featuring Sandy Denny. Stairway to Heaven. I think we've all heard that one. Misty Mountain Hop. Fantastic. Four Sticks. They say that's the hardest Led Zeppelin song to play because of the rhythm. Going to California. Unbelievable. And then one of my favorites. When the drum beat starts, you know what it is. When the levee breaks. $54.99 for Led Zeppelin 4. That's a 71 RCA Music Service edition. Buffalo Springfield, $34.99. It does have For What It's Worth on it, so it's not a first press. They actually added For What It's Worth later. They added that track later, but this isn't yellow earlier press, yellow Atco press, $34.99. Buffalo Springfield. Time and Charges, The Buckinghams. The Buckinghams is $9.99. That's the original label for that. Okay, Regina gets the Rolling Stones for $18. And if anybody wants Billy Idol, it's a $25 buy it now. No bid on that. That and Garth Brooks have been the only two no bids. Billy Idol's a $25 buy it now, and that's sold to Fred Carnell. Those are sold and sold. U2, Wide Awake in America, $29.99. U2, Wide Awake in America, very clean. 25 on Billy Idol to Fred Carnell. And Paul Brothers wants the Lead Zeppelin. Lead Zeppelin, so to Paul Brothers. London Town, Paul McCartney and Wings, $22.99. ZZ Top Afterburner, $24.99 for ZZ Top Afterburner. And ZZ Top Fandango, $34. Boy, this has something extra in it. Nope, it has an inner sleeve inside of the inner sleeve, just the extra protection, $34.99. Russell S. says, if it has the original inner sleeve, he'll take it. If not, pass. Let me make one magically appear. Ed liked my magic trick there. No, that's not even close. That's some kind of Warner Brothers 7 inner sleeve from the earlier mid-60s, the mid-60s. No, not the original sleeve. Man, my Presto trick didn't work. Yeah, I must have cast the wrong spell. James Lee Farrell first on Paul McCartney. James Lee Farrell first on Paul McCartney. Mel Webster wants both ZZ Top, and Ryan was second. So to Fandango. Mel got both of those though. The Temptations' Greatest Hits. Wow, this is sealed. $29.99. It's got all the great songs on it too. My Girl, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, Get Ready, Beauty's Only Skin Deep, The Way You Do, The Things You Do. That's sealed. That'd be pretty cool to open. $29.99. Temptations' Greatest Hits. It's a cutout. That's why it's still sealed. The Romantics, $24.99. The Romantics have two big hit songs. One of them is called What I Like About You, and that's the first track here on side 2. $24.99. The Go-Go's Vacation. The Go-Go's is $19.99. And we have Miami Sound Machine, Primitive Love, $14.99. $14.99. Stephanie Harder on Temptations. Presto Patrona. It makes records and magically appear in the bins. Okay, I said we was going to sell the last 2 records in this crate. I don't have anything ready for auction, so let's do it. I got a Jackson Browne, Lawyers in Love. It's an EX copy for a $5 start. EX copy for a $5 start. Lawyers in Love, Jackson Browne, $5 start. And a Hall & Oates, Pastimes Behind, Chelsea label, 1976. That's a VG copy, $5 start. So $5 start on those. Stephanie got the Temptations. Donnie Moore first to the Go-Go's. Jetty was second. Chip Hall was third. Tracks on Miami Sound Machine. Body to Body, Primitive Love, Words Get in the Way, Bad Boy, Falling in Love, Uh-Oh, Conga, Mucho Money, You Made Me a Fool, Movies, and Surrender Paradise. Not much left in this crate. I got a whole nother crate of new vintage arrivals to go through from the Madison, Wisconsin collection. Paul just texted me 24 minutes ago, and he says he's heading back. Him and Tyler's heading back from South Carolina. They've got a whole nother trailer full of music, and it will be here tonight. I don't think they're going to stop unless they get sleepy. I told them to stop, or I need to tell them to stop. They may be listening to me. Y'all stop if you get sleepy. We don't need any accidents. Jeff Malwitz at 5 on Jackson Browne. Alan said he will take the Miami Sound Machine. That's sold to Alan Heavalone. Kerry Gibb is first on the Romantics. Jetty was second on Miami Sound Machine, and Paul was second on the Romantics. We do have a bid on Jackson Browne. Looking for a $5 start on Hall & Oates. Here's what's left in this bin. Joni Mitchell Hijara and Joni Mitchell Chalk Mark in a Rainstorm. Those were $19 and $24.99. Kim Carnes, Barking at Airplanes, $9.99. Bob Geldof, Aretha Franklin. Yes, is still available. Big Generator, that was $19.99. The Classic Cars, Heartbeat City, featuring one of their hits, Drive, Who's Going to Take You Home Tonight. Eagles on the Border. Dream Academy, that's something we don't see too often. Pat Metheny Group, Still Life Talking. The Best of Dave Edmonds. And U2 War is still available. That's an 83 Allied pressing, which is an OG, $39.99. Donnie Moore on KC. KC would be for Kim Carnes. I got on last night to check U2 prices for Las Vegas, and by gosh, they're not cheap. Walt Cruz was right. They are not cheap, so that's gonna hurt to buy one of those. But I got to go see that. The Confessor Joe Walsh is $19.99. Uriah Heep Live, $29.99. Uriah Heep Live, $29.99. Joe Walsh, You Bought It, You Name It. Joe Walsh is $19.99. David Bowie, Scary Monsters, $34.99 for David Bowie, Scary Monsters. Buffalo Springfield is still available, $34.99. Time and Charges, The Buckinghams, $9.99. And U2, here's another U2 still available, Wide Awake in America, $39.99. Okay, we do have a bid on Hall & Oates. $5 bids on both of these, final call. Jeff is at $5 on Jackson Brown. Brian Miller is at $5 on Hall & Oates. James Lee Farrell was first to Joe Walsh, The Confessor. James Lee Farrell first to that. Michael Church was second. And Metallica in Dallas. Yeah, that's my two. I'm probably not going to go to a lot of concerts this year because I've got season tickets for the Vols and again, and we're probably going to go on some road trips, so that's not cheap. But for sure, I'm going to go to Metallica and U2, and that's going to blow a whole year's. That's a whole year's concert budget. What is DA for George Buchanan? Dave Edmonds? No, that's DE. George Buchanan. Let me just bring these back over here. Yeah, Kiss, that's number 3. That's going to be hard to pass too. Man, I don't know. These concerts, and then you got Aerosmith, but that's first of the year, so your budget resets, right? Yeah, Metallica, I'm either going to St. Louis or Dallas, but man, those are bank busters. I mean, we're talking like total trip, plane ticket, hotel, 2 nights with Metallica. You might as well go ahead and say $1,500. That is, let me figure out what DA was for George Buchanan. Maybe he's already commented it. It was not David Bowie, and it was, I don't know. We're going to figure out what that was for him. Hall & Oates is at $6 with Ron Duffield. I don't think anybody else is going to bid on Jackson Brown, so sell that to Jeff Malwitz for $5. Sell that to Jeff Malwitz for $5. We do have another bid on Hall & Oates at $6. Does Uriah Heep have the booklet? That's an excellent question. Uriah Heep does have the booklet. It's right here. It does have the booklet. It's right in the center. Yes, it's in there, Derek Clark. Dream Academy. Aha. Dream Academy. Dream Academy. Yes, that's why I didn't recognize it. There's nothing written on it, and I don't see it too often. That's so to George Buchanan. Wolves Council wants David Bowie. Wolves Council gets David Bowie. And James Lee Farrell's 8 on Hall & Oates. You two put out a good album. Octung Baby, yeah, I like, there's 2 more since then I like. Well, they have some songs on it I like, I guess I should say. What You Can't Leave Behind, and there's another one that came out when I first started listening to U2, and that was the tour they was on around 2012. Okay, let's do, I've got a crate of new vinyl I want to run through over here. Yep, let me do that. Or do I want to do this one? Let me see what's in this one. Let me move a couple things over here. This is mostly Black Label Society. There's a Warren Zevon. Let me move a couple of these over here. I think that's a whole bin of Black Label Society. So let me just mix some stuff around. I got one more crate of new vinyl to run through, and then we're going to do this last crate of new vintage stuff from tonight's show. But yeah, it's hard to beat the classic U2 stuff. I mean, All That You Can't Leave Behind. Yeah, that one's got some good songs on it. Beautiful Day, and is that the one that has, you know, of course, it's not like the rock or punk rock type stuff that's early or stuff from the Joshua Tree, but James Lee Farrell, Final Call, Hall & Oates, $8. Let me go through this crate. Might be something in here you didn't know we had. Like Chris Stapleton, Starting Over, his most newest album. Chris Stapleton is $42.99, Starting Over. Dave Matthews Band, Crash. Dave Matthews Band is $38.99. U2 War. U2 War is $31.99. Yeah, Atomic Bomb, that's got Vertigo on it, and City of Blinding Lights. Metallica, Ride the Lightning, $31.99. Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, Remaster, $38.99. Speaking of U2, there is Pop. U2 Pop is $36.99. Golden Hour, Casey Musgraves, $33.99. That's on clear vinyl. The Best of Big Star. The Best of Big Star is 2 LPs at 45 RPM, $44.99. James Taylor's Greatest Hits, $28.99. And Genesis, A Trick of the Tail, that's on yellow vinyl, $28.99. Hall & Oates, let's sell that to James Lee Farrell for $8. That's sold to James Lee Farrell. Zach Bryan, American Heartbreak, $59.99. Motley Crue, Girls, 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 $33.99. Pink Floyd, A Saucer Full of Secrets, $34.99. That's the original mono mix remastered. Pink Floyd, music from the film More, $34.99. More of the Monkees from the Run Out Group. That is the original analog cut, numbered on the back, $42.99. Nigel Del Rocket wants Big Star, Best of Big Star, sold to Nigel Del Rocket. Def Leppard, Euphoria. I think Euphoria is a makeup store. That is Euphoria, $39.99. Warren Zevon, Excitable Boy, red glow-in-the-dark vinyl, $29.99. And the Beatles Past Masters. That's all the unreleased album singles and B-sides, $54.99. Susie Breedlove wants Pink Floyd. And Susie, let me know if you want Saucer Full of Secrets or More. Saucer Full of Secrets is $34.99 if that's what you want. All right, so we have the Beatles, Warren Zevon, Def Leppard, the Monkees, Pink Floyd, Motley Crue, Zach Bryan. We have, she wants more actually. She wants more. Got it. That's sold to Susie. If anybody wants Saucer Full of Secrets, it's still available. Genesis, James Taylor, Casey Musgraves, U2, Pink Floyd. There's another one in here too. Wish You Were Here. Metallica, U2, War, Dave Matthews Band, and Chris Stapleton. Ivan wants the Beatles. Ivan, great decision. Like I've told it a million times, that's that album, the CD version of Past Masters Volume 2, which is the second LP, sides 3 and 4. That's what got me started on the Beatles. Don't Let Me Down, We Can Work It Out. Great stuff there. All right, new crate of vintage from the Madison Hall. Let's go through these. New vintage. That was just a quick pause of new vinyl. Let me see if I got anything we want to auction. I may pull stuff that hadn't sold and put it up for auction like we did just a moment ago. Let me see. There's new vinyl. Can't believe no one bought that. Boy, there's not much left. Where's the very first? I guess we sold everything in the very... I was like, where's the first crate? It's all gone. We just sold it. Everything in the first crate's gone. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have anything much. Okay, I'll go get some Japanese stuff in just a second. Let's just focus on this crate for right now. We've got West Bruce and Lang, Whatever Turns You On. This is a quad pressing. West Bruce and Lang, that is $19.99. West Bruce and Lang, Whatever Turns You On. Quad pressing, $19.99. Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans. Yes is $34.99. 2LP. Tales from Topographic Oceans by Yes. Also, we have Tormato. Tormato is $19.99. And Yes, Going for the One. Yes, Going for the One is $19.99. 3 Yes albums in a row. Neil Young, Harvest. Neil Young, Harvest is $34.99. Neil Young, Harvest, $34.99. Brian C. First to Who. That is West Bruce and Lang. It auto-corrected on them. That's sold to Brian C. Ed Nelson, you're second. I still got Yes, Yes, and Neil Young, Harvest. Hooters, One Way Home. Hooters is a gold stamp promo on the back, $14.99 for Hooters. Genesis, Nursery Crime. Nursery Crime is $24.99 for Genesis Nursery Crime. And Don Henley, Building the Perfect Beast, $19.99. Original inner sleeve. Don Henley's $19.99. Jeff McMaster first on H, which is Hooters. And we have Heart, Dreamboat Annie. Heart is $24.99. Heart, Dreamboat Annie, $24.99. That should be an instant seller. The David Gilmour. No, the David Gilmour I used in the hot picture. Nothing is sold in the store first. It wasn't sold last night because I pulled it for a picture. When John went to clean it, he said it had a light warp. It had a light warp, and we'll have to test play it. So that David Gilmour self-titled album that I pulled for the hot picture, we're going to have to test play it. We're going to have to test play it. So, let's see. Rudder Butter says, how much for NY? The classic Neil Young Harvest was $34.99. Has the original inner sleeve. Gatefold, of course. Very clean vinyl. Craig Johnson, first to Genesis. That's sold to Craig Johnson. Belinda and Jason Daub, he just got it. Autumn, you were second on Hooters. And Joe Gabriel was first on Heart. Jeff McMaster was first to Hooters. He just put H. And then Joe Gabriel was first to Hart, James Lee Farrell. So Hooters go to Jeff McMaster, Joe Gabriel gets Hart. Neil Young, Emmylou Harris, last date, $14.99 for Emmylou Harris, last date. That is $14.99. And Profile, the best of Emmylou Harris. Profile, the best of Emmylou Harris. That is $14.99. Hall & Oates, live in, or lifetime. I don't recall seeing that too much. $19.99 in shrink wrap. Includes Hop Sticker, which reads, includes Rich Girl, Sarah Smile, Do What You Want, and Be What You Are. That's $19.99. Hall & Oates, Emmylou Harris, Emmylou Harris. Hall & Oates, Along the Red Ledge. That is $19.99. And Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush, $34.99. Bruce Hornsby in the Range, Scenes from the South Side. That is $24.99. Bruce Hornsby. We've sold all the other ones until right then. Elton John, Too Low for Zero. KGK wrote his name on the cover, but that is a nice looking copy other than that. $19.99. That has I'm Still Standing on it. Eurythmics is $24.99. The Eurythmics is $24.99. And the Brothers Johnson, Right on Time. The Brothers Johnson, that's only $14.99. The J. Giles Band, Freeze Frame, $19.99. J. Giles Band, Freeze Frame. Also has centerfold on it. And Gordon Lightfoot, Summertime Dream, $19.99. This one has the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Nigel wants to put back the Best of Big Star. If anybody wants that, it is available. That is the Best of Big Star. It's a 2LP, 45 RPM. That's available for $44.99 if anybody wants it. $44.99. Jeff McMaster, first to BJ. That was the Brothers Johnson. Susie Breedlove, first to Gordon Lightfoot. Greg Stone, you were second. Foreigner Records. This is a Foreigner's Greatest Hits. Die cut cover, $34.99. Cold as Ice, Urgent, Double Vision, Dirty White Boy, Head Games, Jukebox Hero, Waiting for a Girl Like You, Feels Like the First Time, Hot Blooded, and Long, Long Way from Home. That's sold to James Rayner. That's a good one. Haven't had that in a few sales. This is not the new Dream Syndicate album, live, $19.99. Okay, this is not the new Dream Syndicate album live, $19.99. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Touch the World. Earth, Wind, and Fire is $14.99. Elton John, Sleeping with the Past, $19.99 for Elton John, Sleeping with the Past. We don't get that one as often. 1989 is when that came out. ELO, Secret Messages. Gold Stamp Promo, Electric Light Orchestra, Secret Messages, $19.99. Alice Lowry, first on Earth, Wind, and Fire. And we have Electric Light Orchestra, Out of the Blue, $34.99. Electric Light Orchestra, Out of the Blue. I see inner sleeves, but I don't see too much more in that one, just the original inner sleeves. Chris Kirkley, first to Elton John, Sleeping with the Past. That's sold to Chris Kirkley. The Jacksons, Victory. The Jacksons is $24.99. Kenny Loggins in High Adventure. Kenny Loggins is $9.99. That's sold to James Rayner. James Rayner. And Mel Webster wants Secret Messages by the Electric Light Orchestra. That's sold to Mel Webster. All righty. Let me see here. We'll just keep going with this crate. I don't want to walk away. I'm like 20 seconds from the Japanese crate, but we'll just keep going with these. Gladys Knight and the Pips Anthology. Sometimes it's good to take a break from auctions. We can focus on the records at hand. Gladys Knight and the Pips Anthology, that is $19.99. Carole King, and this one is called Simple Things. That's $14.99. Carole King, Simple Things, $14.99. Michael McDonald. Michael McDonald is $14.99. That has his hit song, No Looking Back. Let's see here. We have Fats Domino, Rosie Taylor on Gladys Knight and the Pips. That's sold to Rosie Taylor. And Patti Sweet was second. The Best of Loggins and Messina. The Best of Loggins and Messina is $9.99. The Auction King, if you say so. I just got to go get some. Michael McDonald, $14.99. Two different solo albums of his. Men at Work, Business as Usual. Men at Work, Business as Usual. It has the inner sleeve with it. Just needs to be turned. I'll just keep it behind the jacket. It's turned the right way, but it don't want to fit. That is $24.99. Men at Work, Business as Usual. Men at Work Cargo is $24.99. and Men at Work, 2 hearts. There's most of their discography. $14.99, 24/24 and $14.99. Pat Metheny Group, Off Ramp, $19.99. And Pat Metheny Group, Letter from Home, is $49.99. That's a 1989 SRC press. 1989 SRC press. Craig Johnson wants Men at Work Cargo. That's sold to Craig Johnson. I definitely know when Seth has showed up. The door opens about 5 times. The microwave fires up. He starts slamming doors, slamming down bags. We know when Seth has arrived. He don't try to keep it quiet. Craig Johnson on 2 hearts. He also wants 2 hearts, so he gets the other 2 Men at Work album, not business as usual. Seth, you're only 2 hours and 35 minutes late, and he's already eaten. He's already on lunch break. All right, let's go through these one more time. I'm going to read titles. If you want prices, let me know. I'll probably tell prices on a couple of them. We have Yes, Tales from Topographic Ocean, Yes, Tormato, and Yes, Going for the One. Don Henley's still available. Don Henley from the Eagles has his hit song, The Boys of Summer, $19.99. Neil Young Harvest is still available. The Best of Emmylou Harris and one of her solo albums, Last Date. Those are both available. Hall & Oates Live. Hall & Oates Along the Red Ledge. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. 2 Neil Youngs in there. Bruce Hornsby, Scenes from the South Side. Elton John, Too Low for Zero. The Eurythmics is still available. The Dream Syndicate album. Jay Giles' Freeze Frame is still available. ELO, Out of the Blue. The Jacksons' Victory. Kenny Loggins in High Adventure. Kenny Loggins in High Adventure. Carole King, Simple Things. Michael McDonald, Loggins and Messina, The Best Of. Michael McDonald, Men at Work, Business as Usual. Pat Metheny Group and Pat Metheny Group. Seth, are you a union? Are you in a union, Seth? A Collectco union? Used vinyl union? Price on Going for the One and Grade. This is $19.99. Yes, Going for the One is $19.99. Going for the One. Craig Johnson is going to get Harvest. Craig Johnson on Harvest. Craig Johnson on Harvest. And Paul Brothers is going to get the Don Henley. Paul Brothers on Don Henley. Let me find that. I think it was back here in the back. Was it? It was close. It's Harvest. Ed's waiting. I'm trying to find it, Ed. He's disappeared on me. Wow. Let's go through those again. We've got... He was in the back. That's sold to Paul Brothers. Craig Johnson also wants Out of the Blue by Electrolyte Orchestra. I was about to say, I'll probably post a recap bin, and that was going to go in there because that has been selling very easily quite often recently. Whatever I'm trying to say there. Okay, last night we had 5 crates and everything could fit into one. After we went back through them a second time, they all filled up about a half a crate. I think we're on pace to do that again, especially since we've already wiped out an entire crate. So let me see if I can get everything in one crate, and then I'm going to do a recap of some of the new vinyl from tonight, and then we'll go through some of this OGs. This is the second batch of records that was in here, and Chris Kirkley wants the Jay Giles Freeze Frame. So this is all the new vintage arrivals from tonight. That's sold to Chris Kirkley. They're all right here. Somebody asked did I have the crate from tonight handy or last night, and it's up here somewhere. There's the Elvis bin. I think there were some people wanting something out of there maybe. There's that. So let me set this over here. Set this right over here. And let me show you this crate. Here's some of tonight's newest new vinyl. If you missed the first part of the show, when you as soon as we went live, and plus there's some restocks in here that we still got a couple left that was big surprise restocks. We still have Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire, $31.99 for Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire. That is $31.99. Matchbox 20, Yourself or Someone Like You. I love that song, 3 a.m. Red vinyl, $29.99. The Jimi Hendrix Experience. I think I like that one just a little bit more. This is RU Experience. It's actually pressed at QRP. A lot of people don't know that, but QRP has the contract, the rights to press most of the Hendrix catalog, if not all of it. $28.99. The Doors, LA Woman, that's pressed at RTI, another fantastic pressing plant. That's a good sounding record. I ended up keeping one of those. There's The Clash, London Calling, for whoever asked for that earlier. $39.99. That's a 2LP, new and sealed. The very popular Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory. That is $38.99. Jason Fornerat wants The Doors, LA Woman. That's so to Jason Fornerat. A restock, and I don't have this in our REM section. That is Automatic for the People. I'm surprised I hadn't sold one. That originally came out in 1992, so good luck finding an original. That is $36.99. Remastered, includes the hits Everybody's Hurt, Man on the Moon, Drive, and Night Swimming. Susie Breedlove wants an REM. And we have Foo Fighters' Greatest Hits, $44.99. The Foo Fighters' Greatest Hits, $44.99. And yes, Rage Against the Machine went up $1. $1. REM, or $2. I think it went up $2. Chris Kirkley on REM. James Bragg, I'll have to put you on a waiting list. Pulp Fiction is $36.99. Gene Autry is $38.99. And Sonic Youth is $33. If you was on a waiting list, those are going to go in for $29.99. But what happens is I have these back ordered with distributors. So I had 25 copies back ordered, and that was a price from almost a year ago. Then when they come in, they honor that price. When I reorder them, almost everything has had a price increase after they restock it. So they updated it with the new price, which was about $2. So I have to mark mine up $2. So that's what happened. So anytime you see like this is a restock, you might want to get on the waiting list because I always do that same price. But there's some things by Music on Vinyl we've had for $38.99, and then they come back in and they're $48.99. It's that big of a jump. Also, depending on where I have to get them from. We're now ordering vinyl from like 5 different places. It's very hard to keep up with, but that's what I do most of my nights here is order vinyl. It's very, very time consuming. Ryan Rice on Pulp Fiction. I had 2 monitors last night with like 4 websites up trying to get price comps, what was in stock, all this different stuff, spreadsheets I get sent. Man, it's very competitive. Sonic Youth, don't get that too often. That's a Goo, $33.99. Gene Autry's on red vinyl, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The classic Foo Fighters' Greatest Hits, we've sold truckloads of those. Oasis, The Clash, Jimi Hendrix, Matchbox, and Rage Against the Machine. Those are some good titles. I don't mind not selling out of those. And of course, the very first crate was the Overkills, the Rush, and Motley Crue, which we were heavy on sales last night. Let's go through. What I'm going to do now is do a big recap, a huge one. Everything's in one bin. A huge recap of everything from tonight that was vintage from the Madison collection. And I actually think we had some stuff brought in the store yesterday, so we bought a few records off a couple people. But this is mostly from the Wisconsin. Troy wants Jim. What was that? Jimi Hendrix. Jim. I know what that means. That's so to Troy, $28.99. So, not saying these are on sale. First night showing them, new collection. But here's what we'll do. I will show these. If there's anything else in here that's pricier, I will consider an offer. Well, I did it last night. There's a couple $30 records I sold for $32 and $30. So if you missed the first part, here's all the vintage from tonight. Let's run through it one more time. And if you have any questions, now's the time. Sade Diamond Life. I don't think Jeff McMaster ever said yes or no, but Sade Diamond Life is $49.99. You can do Don Henley's solo albums. 9/11. I'm not for sure what you're talking about, but I'll have to check into that. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Better Than the Rest, $19.99. Romy wants Sade. That's so to Romy. We have ZZ Top Eliminator, Near Mint Copy and Shrink Wrap, $34. I think that's one of the few, if only, George Thorogood that's left from tonight, whoever's been buying the others. George Thorogood, ZZ Top, Pure Prairie League, Can't Hold Back, $14.99, and Pure Prairie League, Just Fly. A couple of these albums have Vince Gill on them. It may not be this one. This may be the first one who has Vince Gill on lyrics. Yeah, Vince Gill, lead guitar, acoustic guitars, vocals, banjo, dobro. Those are Pure Prairie League. Billy Joe, Songs in the Attic, $14.99. All of our Japanese titles come from Japan. John Waite, Ignition, unless we buy them in a collection here in the States. John Waite, Ignition, $19.99. Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love, $19.99. Van Morrison, Into the Music, $34.99 for Van Morrison, Into the Music. Harry Connick Jr., $20. I can't believe no one got that. Harry Connick Jr., $19.99. Travis Garrett, first on Billy Joel, Songs in the Attic. That's sold to Travis Garrett. Grand Funk Phoenix. Grand Funk is $19.99. Grand Funk Phoenix. That is $19.99. James Rayner, I'll go ahead and sell you Bruce for $15. So Travis gets Billy Joel. Ed will give that to James Rayner for $15. And Chris Kirkley's first on Harry Connick Jr. Chris Kirkley first to that. Tommy Flowers, you were second. So those are all sold. Chris Kirkley first to Harry Connick. The Fabulous Thunderbirds, Hot Number. Fabulous Thunderbirds is $19.99. Bobby Darin, 1936 to 73, which I believe is a hits comp or a, yeah, if I were a Carpenter, Blue Monday, it's like a hits comp, $14.99. The Fifth Dimension, Living Together, Growing Together, $14.99. The Fifth Dimension. Fleetwood Mac still available. One of the surprises for tonight. Usually anything with the words Fleetwood Mac on it get gone. This is $24.99. Clean copy, gatefold, no condition notes on that. Fine Young Cannibals. This one does not have She Drives Me Crazy, but their stuff usually gets gone. That's $24.99. The Fix Phantoms, $24.99 for the Fix Phantoms. Grand Funk, All the Girls in the World Beware. I did not mention this earlier, but it does have this insert with it, which is pretty much like a cardboard poster. This is $19.99. I forgot to mention that earlier. We don't have a note on the back either. And it has the original inner sleeve. Grand Funk is $19.99. That might change somebody's mind about that one. I don't see that one too often with that insert. Darkness on the Edge of Town by Bruce Springsteen. That's in shrink wrap for $19.99. Here's another surprise. I know you probably see it quite often here, but if you don't have a copy already, this is Janis Joplin with Big Brother and the Holding Company, $34.99. I mean, it has Piece of My Heart on it, Summertime, Ball and Chain. Very good. That's $34.99. Kelly Bagwell wants the Van Morrison, Into the Music. That's sold to Kelly Bagwell. Here's another surprise from tonight. Tom Petty, Hard Promises. And like I said last night, if you could tell from the new arrival, I just posted a bin of new arrivals in the group for those that can't watch live, and we sold like a whole stack of records. I do the same thing with vintage. I'll probably do a bin from last night and tonight, the leftovers. This is something that doesn't stay around too long, which is Tom Petty, Hard Promises. First track is The Waiting, which is the hardest part. $34.99. Ray Charles, Love and Peace, $19.99. Joni Mitchell, Hijara, $19.99. And Joni Mitchell, Chalk Mark in a Rainstorm, $24.99. If anybody wants both of those, I'll do 20 and 20. If anybody's interested in those. I hadn't seen a copy of that in a while. It's from 1989. Bob Geldof, Deep in the Heart of Nowhere, $14.99. Bob Geldof, who was the lead singer of Boomtown Rats, Ed said. I was thinking something different. Aretha, Jump to It, $14.99. Aretha, Jump to It. Yes, Big Generator, $19.99. One of the more popular Yes albums still left over. Here's another surprise. The Cars, Heartbeat City, Hello Again, Magic, Drive, You Might Think, $34.99. And of course, Heartbeat City. Paul Brothers, first to Tom Petty. He's going to go ahead and grab that. Susie, you were second. Eagles, On the Border, $34.99. I'm already gone. Pat Metheny Group is $39.99. Still Life Talking, Pat Metheny Group. The Best of Dave Edmonds, $19.99. U2 War, $39.99. And this was OG. That was an 83 Allied pressing. U2 War. Joe Walsh, You Bought It, You Name It, $19.99 for Joe Walsh. Buffalo Springfield still available, $34.99. Does have For What It's Worth on it. Troy Shark wants the Janis Joplin, which is Big Brother and the Holding Company. That's sold to Troy. I mean, come on, Piece of Heart. Time and Charges, the Buckinghams, $9.99. U2, the other U2 left in the bin, Wide Awake in America, $29.99. This has Bad, wow. Sort of Homecoming, wow. Those are great, great songs. Clay Moore said he would give 30 on the Buffalo Springfield. That's 5 off. And sell that to Clay Moore for $30. Uriah Heep live, $29.99. Chris Kirkley, you're first on U2. Let me know if you want Wide Awake or War, or you can have both. And Tales from Topographic Oceans, we have Yes. Tales from Topographic Oceans, $34.99. Yes Tormato is $19.99. The Best of Emmylou Harris and Emmylou Harris Last Date, those are both $14.99. Those are both $14.99. Chris Kirkley wants U2 Wide Awake in America. John Porter says Uriah Heep 20. John, I will split that with you at 25. It does have the booklet with it, like we mentioned. It does have the booklet with it here in the centerfold. 25 on that. Jeff offered Big Generator and Going for the One for 30. Big Generator and Going for the One for 30. I'll do that. Let me first pull Jedit, the Cars, which is Heartbeat City. Let's sell that to Jedit. Sell that to John Porter for 25. 25, and then there's Big Generator. I can't remember. We was just at Yes, Going for the One. Or did we already sell that? We might have already sold Going for the One. Unless it's still in here, or I hadn't got to it yet. Just let me leave that back here in pending for a second till I get to it. Yes, 25 on that. Hall & Oates Live, that's $19.99. Along the Red Ledge, Hall & Oates, $19.99. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush, $34.99. Bruce Hornsby in the Range, Scenes from the South Side, $24.99. Elton John, Too Low for Zero, $19.99. The Eurythmics is $24.99. The Eurythmics is $24.99, self-titled. That's usually gone. The Dream Syndicate, $19.99. The Jacksons' Victory is $24.99. And Kenny Loggins and High Adventure, $9.99. All right, looks like we've sold 3 records. We've got Hall & Oates. We're going to go ahead and sell that to Tommy Flowers for $15. That's sold to Tommy Flowers for $15. Tom Dearlove, I will split the difference with you on that one. On U2 War, I'll do that for $35. Just let me know. I'll lay that back here in pending. Tom Dearlove, $35 on that. Kelly, I have somebody want the Eurythmics, and I see your offer. So in this case, if you want it for $24.99, you can have it. If not, we'll sell it to Susie Breedlove. So Kelly, let me know if you want that for $24.99. If you say yes, it's yours. If not, it's Susie's. Travis Garrett wanted Elton John. We'll go ahead and tag that for Travis Garrett. And he said sold on this for $35. So that means she does want that. Kelly does get the Eurythmics at sticker. Elton John is sold to Travis Garrett. And this is sold to Tom Dearlove for $35. This is sold to Tom Dearlove for $35. That is Kelly's at sticker. What Grand Funk in the Crate? Give me 1 second and I will pull all those out. Carole King is $14.99. Michael McDonald, No Looking Back, $14.99. And then we had Michael McDonald self-titled, $14.99. The Best of Loggins and Messina, $9.99. Men at Work, Business as Usual, $24.99. Pat Metheny Group Off-Ramp, $19.99. Pat Metheny Group Letter from Home, $49.99. And there's the Yes. I was like, it was all the way in the front. These are sold for $15 and $15. These are sold for $15 and $15 to Jeff Mawitz. Jeff Mawitz. 15 and 15 on those. And Travis Garrett wants Loggins and Messina. That's sold to Travis Garrett. Loggins and Messina. Best of. Rosie, I'll do $8 on the Kenny Loggins. $8 on the Kenny Loggins. Unless that's what Travis. I'm assuming he wanted Loggins and Messina. So that's sold to Travis at sticker. Kerry said he'd give $20 for the Men at Work. Sell that to Kerry Gibb for $20. All right, now the Grand Funks is left in here. We have Pat Metheny, Michael McDonald. If you have any questions on those, Ed, just let me know. Carole King, Kenny Loggins. We'll see if she wanted that for $8. The Jacksons, Dream Syndicate, Bruce Hornsby, Neil Young, Daryl Hall, Emmylou, Yes. The Buckinghams, Joe Walsh, Dave Edmonds, Pat Metheny, The Eagles, Aretha, Bob Geldof, Joni, Ray Charles, Springsteen, Grand Funk, there's one. The Fix, Fine Young Cannibals, Fleetwood Mac, Fifth Dimension, Bobby Darin, Fabulous Thunderbirds, Grand Funk Phoenix, John Waite, Pure Prairie League, ZZ Top, and George I just saw somebody asked about that one. So Grand Funk Phoenix, $19.99, and Grand Funk All the Girls in the World Beware with the cardboard poster insert. Those are $19.99 each. Susie passed on Kenny Loggins for $8. If anybody wants that, let me know. That's $8 if anybody wants it. Does that have I'm All Right on it? Which one has well, did that come out on a studio album of his, the Caddyshack song? Let's see. $12 for the other Hall & Oates. Let me see what I've got in here. Let me do these in order. The other Hall & Oates. Tommy, I would need $15 for that one, sir. Just to keep the percentages in line on the discounts. Gary Samuels, George Thorogood, and Fabulous Thunderbirds for $30. We'll do that. That's $15 and $15. Gary Samuels, $15. Gary Samuels, $15. We'll sell those. Gary Samuels, $15 and $15. Hendry offered $18 on the Jackson's Victory. We'll go ahead and sell that to Hendry for $18. The Jackson's Victory. Let Ed tag these first. That's sold to Hendry for $18. We're going to do another $15 and $15 to Mel Webster. $15 and $15 on the Grand Funk pair. Hendry got the Jacksons for $18. Craig offered $29.59. Did you mean $29.99? I don't like $29.58. I'll do $29.99 on the Eagles on the Border, though. If so, that's sold to you, Craig Johnson. And Ed's pen is on fire over here. Yeah. And the song, well, I can read you the songs, but I can tell you it doesn't have She Drives Me Crazy.
Okay. Eagles on the Border was that?
That was Craig. No, Jackson's. That's sold to Hendry. Yep. Mel Webster got those for $15 and $15.
And then this was,
Yeah.
who was Eagles?
Eagles is sold to Craig Johnson. He just said sheesh for a 41-cent bump. $29.99. $29.99. I guess, does the Fine Young Cannibals have another hit? This one has Johnny Come Home, Couldn't Care More, Don't Ask Me to Choose, Funny How... What is that?
She Drives Me Crazy.
Yeah, that's the hit. It's not on this one. Suspicious Minds, Blue, Move to Work, On a Promise, Time Isn't Kind, and Like a Stranger. So, all right, and he passed on this for $15. Let me know if anybody wants that. And I was going to try to get us to 10 o'clock so we could take a pause. I'm sure Ed would appreciate that.
My pen would.
Ed's pen would definitely. Here's what I have in store for us for the rest of the night. That is all the new arrivals. That is all the new arrivals, and that's what's left. We went through 5 crates tonight, and there's a half a crate left. The new vinyl could also fit in here. We've sold almost everything we've shown tonight. Here's what we're going to do for part 2. We're still working on some half-off stuff. We're going to take a quick break and get reset. I've rarely ended with 182 viewers, but this is a good time to explain to everybody what's going on. So tomorrow is Friday night, and then we have Saturday night. 2 more live sales tonight. We've got 2 more live sales tonight, which means we've got new stuff from Madison. Tyler and Paul will be back from South Carolina sometime tonight. Like, I don't know, they're probably 6-7 hours away. So they'll be back. Actually, they'll be here early in the morning. I still may be here, though. I don't know if they're going to stop. I'm not for sure. So, but we've got new records. If they bring those in tonight, we may have some of that stuff from the South Carolina collection as soon as tomorrow. So, great new arrivals again tomorrow. We'll have even more new vinyl delivered, and we'll continue with auctions and Japanese stuff. But for part 2, we go through a lot of discount crates. We'll have stuff $5, $7.50, $6, $8, $10, and they'll be half off stuff we've had for 1 year. So, Gary Samuels, we did get your records. Did I miss anything else before I end feed? Let's see. Kevin offered 10 for that album. Kevin, we may be a little bit too far apart on that one. That would be 20 if you want it. That'd be 20 if you want it. It was priced $24.99. If you do, just let me know, though. I'd love to sell it to you. I think you're a first-time buyer. So let's take a break. I'll be back. And last night, we just kept on going. I think we're going to pause tonight so we can get set for part 2. We'll be back at like 10:30, and then we'll probably go to like 11:30. And that's the schedule for tonight.
So, all right. See y'all in 30 minutes. Please come back. If you don't, you'll regret it.